So like,
hello everybody. Getting started soon.
I'm Mac. I wish I could I want to play Tekken 5, but it's like, oh, I should really
so
play
little?
Dark Legacy, but PS3 doesn't work.
you really should
Oh,
have.
the online one.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could probably still buy it on my Vita. Maybe I'll do that. It seems like
Did
it seems like the
Dean
best
really-
Tekkens have always been 3 and 5, and I wonder if is 8 now considered in like that top tier, or is it going
Oh,
It's getting good.
oh yeah, it's going
to be? Yeah,
to be.
probably, huh? So those
Yeah.
are like the 3 good ones, right? The 3 best
Yep.
ones, I should say. A lot of them are good. And
Yes,
4 is the
I
one
love
people
seven.
really don't like.
What am I saying? We can say this now. Yeah, it's the best Tekken.
Yeah, it's
it's the
really,
best one. Yeah,
really
very
good.
good.
Fucking rips.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
very
fucking
good. I sure did have
good.
fun. I sure did have fun.
I was like earlier today. I was like, oh my like thumb hurts, and it was like because I've been practicing Korean backdash so fucking hard all like the last 2 weeks. It's like, oh right, that it must be that. Like my thumb is like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, let me just fix a couple things and we'll be good to go.
Do you think this is like a Smash Brothers 4 to Smash Ultimate thing where like Tekken 7 is just completely irrelevant in some way? I never played much
Oh, yeah.
7. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. Does this have the collection of endings from the previous games? Because that's a reason to go back to Tekken 7.
Well, 7
I don't
has
know.
that. I don't think so. There is a
I don't
gallery
think
mode,
so.
but I'm not sure.
7
Yeah.
stories. Everything about 7's kind of bad
Yeah,
story-wise.
the story was rough. It was hard to get through.
Yeah.
I remember
The
like
actual
being like
story is fun, but yeah, the
yeah,
narrator
but
shit
yeah,
was bad.
they went like the bad anime. They went like they didn't want the dumb anime.
so
good.
anime.
All I know about the ending is that Kazuya kills Heihachi.
Yeah,
I know
Kazuya
Tek-
definitely
I've
killed
been reading.
Heihachi.
I've been researching because I'm so Tekken coded now. But yes, I did.
Tekken code.
That Lars
That's
guy.
how it works. It's
I
Tekken
know.
Pill.
I know. I didn't realize that Lars guy was just the main character in a Tekken game. That's funny.
Yeah, he's the son of Heihachi.
Yeah, they don't bring that up much in this game. I thought that-
Someone
It's
someone
cool when
could
they do that.
Photoshop you as Heihachi right now, and I would be very, very
By the-
happy.
If they if I was into Tekken for 7 like I am in this one, and they announced fucking Negan as a DLC character, I'd be so pissed.
I don't know. I couldn't.
You'd be like, we all were when it got announced for 7.
That's so yeah, do something wacky. What the hell? God, that's just.
They should get Goku.
No one's
on
gonna
it.
care who Negan is in 10 years. Give me a break.
No one cared who Negan was when they released him in that
Yeah,
game.
dude. It was like cool for like one season, and it was like, oh, this motherfucker again.
I am gonna miss Noctis. Like, Victor is not a complete replacement for him.
Yeah.
Oh, Noctis
Victor's cool.
was
I do
cool.
like Victor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hopefully we get some cool ones. I wonder what like fighting.
Finally, Noctis was in a good video game.
I wish we could just get Geese again because it sounds like everybody really likes Geese.
Oh,
Put Terry Bogard in. He's doing the rounds nowadays. Why not?
Yeah.
Give me-
Yeah,
no, let's get May. Oh, can we get King? Wait, we could have King and King.
Can be king.
They
Yeah.
put a KOF character. It's gonna be Mai. You know it's gonna be.
I
Mai.
know it's gonna be mine.
It's gonna be mine, yeah.
Just let me have this.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if they just got a fighter character? If they got
Arika worked on this game, Mike. It's not so
that'd be
far
so cool. That'd be so
I mean,
cool. wouldn't
the
it?
thing is, like, people
Test,
hated
test.
Akuma.
Oh, here's how you know I'm new to Tekken, because like everybody's upset about Paul's haircut. I was like, why? What his hair used to look like? And then I'm like, what's wrong? with
Snap
you
into a
people?
Slim Jim. What?
What's wrong with us? Mike, come on.
Like, oh, they ruined his hair.
They ruined his hair.
was like,
His hair, for real, for real.
I mean, he just doesn't look like a moron anymore. He looks like a different.
He looks like a giant himbo still, to be clear.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look
and
as
that
much of a
classic
moron as I
outfit is
need him
still there.
to.
If you really
He
want to
still
look
look
like a
like-
moron,
I don't know.
the classic outfit is there.
Yes,
But like,
yeah.
Like you're
He
all
has to look
blind. I don't know if it's
extra stupid for
nostalgia
me.
or what, but you're all blinded by something with
Yeah,
that one.
nostalgia, definitely.
Alright, we can get going
Okay.
if you're ready.
I
like
think
that tweet.
I tweeted. I'm just gonna test the music, and then I
Yeah,
think
I'm
we
gonna
are
tweet.
good. Tekken 8 almost had me reinstalling Windows, and I'm like, that might be a line too far.
wasn't worth it.
You guys hear me?
I would have.
You absolutely need to reinstall Windows at some point.
It is getting a bit funky. I just really hate reinstalling Windows these days.
You
I
guys hear
know.
me? Start
I really hate Windows.
I don't hate.
This is bad, dude.
I don't hate Windows most of the time. I hate reinstalling Windows, and then I hate using
Sure.
Windows on anything that doesn't have a mouse and a keyboard.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah. Okay. Wait. You guys didn't hear that, did you?
You guys hear
No.
me?
No, we did not hear that.
Cheering now. Hey, you guys hear
Hear
me?
that?
Start
Okay.
cheering now.
Chat should hear that. That looks good. It's not doubling up or anything, right? No, it's not. But it's not loud enough. Okay.
It's not loud enough. That's all right.
I think we are good. Was it loud enough for you, Christian? Though, like it sounded right.
No, it wasn't. It was kind of low for me.
Hey, you guys hear me?
There we go.
Start cheering now.
Okay. Cool. Mike,
go.
if I count us in and hit record, you're gonna be good.
Mike, you ready?
Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now. Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, Palworld is out and everybody's mad. There's a new Princess Peach Showtime trailer. Is Metroid Prime 4 coming out this year?
Boy.
It might be
boy.
a little hint. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see
boy.
what we think of all this. Jeff Free Grubb, how are you doing? I'm whiplashy. I'm whiplashy as all hell.
I'm just kind of bummed. Nintendo really is going to mess up all my searches for Cowgirl Peach now, and now I'm not going to be able to find the content I need on the internet.
Oh, wow. All right. Now, come on. I'm going to search Cowgirl Peach right now. Let's see how long it takes to get the porn.
All right, yeah,
Sure. I live alone. I could do this.
Oh, sure,
I don't
yeah.
even have to go in incognito. Images. Cowgirl. No porn yet. There's
That's just
this is you're right. They did fuck it up for you.
Yeah, see? You got to use Bing search, by the way. With safe search off. That's where it all happens.
Oh, that's where the good stuff is.
That's where the good stuff is, yeah. The good gift.
I see. Man, there 2 games came out, or 2 review embargoes hit today. They're both at a 90. Freaking Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon 8. What are the odds of that? 2 8s came out, and they're both 90s.
And they also have behind the scenes, like the same exact embargo structure. I don't know what's going on here. like same day reviews, same day you can start streaming all this stuff. I think they're coming out the same day, right? I don't know. It's weird. But sometimes the stars just align like this. It's been a good year for video games already. We're about a month in. We're almost a month in. We've had 3 90s. What was Prince of Persia? Prince of Persia was in the 80s.
88.
Yeah.
it was like that's a 90 to me.
Yeah,
dude.
right. Yeah. That's the reviewer's tilt gives that one a 90s for sure.
So I thought it was like, it's gonna probably slow down this year. Not yet.
Not yet.
And even with out Nintendo's help, right? I mean, Prince of Persia's on Nintendo, so that's something. But I don't think Nintendo's got some games coming. I don't think any of them are maybe going to be in the 90s, right? Like we're talking about Princess Peach here, but
the ones that are announced, probably not. No, but hey,
no, not those ones.
I think at mid 80s, I think that's a success for a lot of these games that have been announced from Nintendo. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. But yeah, so it's still weird. Like, wow, the games are great. Video games themselves are better than ever, and then it's like, oh, by the way, prepare for more layoffs and studio closures for the next couple years, probably.
Yeah, it's rough out there now. It's gonna stay rough. Riot is definitely shit. You could tell a lot of people are like, wait, Riot laid off 500 people? Riot, and yes, it's gloomy. Gloomy is the way to describe the way the industry feels right now, despite all the great games coming out.
Did you think it was interesting that they didn't talk about the MMO at all in any of that letter?
Yes, mostly because it was like, didn't they announce an MMO? And and I was always thinking, I'm like, I must be wrong about that. And then I looked, I'm like, okay, no, they've definitely talked about that before. Now, part of that letter was them saying we are shutting down some of these things that aren't making money for us. Did they talk about any of the unreleased games? Did they say anything about...
They talked about the fighting game, and they were like, yeah, full steam ahead on that. We're excited. Right. So they brought that one up. And that one's obviously closer to coming out.
Well, yeah, that one's been close for years. So it feels like at any point they could just suddenly be like, Project L, here it is.
Yeah, right. But, I assume the MMO's fine. It didn't... They would say if that's what they were pulling back from. It seems like most of it was non-development, and then that Legends of Runeterra, their card game, and then the indie label that was doing like those smaller games.
Right, Riot Forge.
A lot of that was Riot Forge. So, yes. So I don't know. So it's just weird. Like I just want to be only happy because the games themselves are amazing, and we still have other ones on the horizon. Like, I could say it because I am not reviewing yet. I'd be shocked if a Persona 3 remake is somehow bad. That's probably just going to also be good. I still have no idea why it's coming out so close to the other giant Sega RPG, because I want to play Like a Dragon, but right now I'm like, I'm not going to start that. I'm going to be playing Persona 3.
And Like a Dragon, very large. A very
Huge.
big game. It is the biggest Like a Dragon ever, apparently. The people who would know better than me have told me that. And my experience with it, about 10 hours in, I'm still in the intro. Like that's where I'm at with that game. So, and I've been enjoying it, but that definitely it's intimidating when you hear that, and it's intimidating when you're in the middle of it and be like, when is this game gonna actually start? And again, I've been enjoying what I've played so far. But yeah, it's nonstop with games so far, and Persona's still coming. Feels like some huge games are still coming, like Suicide Squad. Mike, everyone's talking about Suicide Squad.
I can't believe that's coming out.
I said in the Bombcast it's coming out in a week, and I saw in chat you go, what?
I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
Like, no. They're just not going to let people review that ahead of time, right? Because they're mad about the previews. I
think they're worried. yeah, definitely.
Well, they're worried, but I think that just I got from them, and then them like releasing the NDA and the alpha players was like, oh, the press is just against this game anyways. So
I mean, a lot of the alpha people were like, yeah, I mean,
the alphas,
they were like, yeah, it's okay.
I know. I mean, I don't know. We'll be here soon. We're gonna actually all know what we feel about Suicide Squad. Which of these games, these big January, February games, which of them? I'm bringing this back to Nintendo now.
Please.
Do you think any of these are going to be Switch 2 launch games?
I could see like a lot of the Like a Dragon Yakuza games just popping up on a Switch 2 like in the first couple of months. I could see that happening with like the plan to be like, okay, here are a bunch of Yakuza games, and now Like a Dragon's coming in like 6 months or something, or Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is coming in 6 months, something like that. That makes a lot of sense. They love putting that series everywhere. And the one place it hasn't had a presence so far really is on Nintendo, at least not for a long time. I think they might have had a Yakuza game on something previously. Maybe I'm making that up.
I wouldn't even know. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think something like that could happen.
That makes sense.
Persona, as well.
We had to beg. Remember how many surveys we had to go through before we got like any Persona games on Switch? Or there were some, but like just getting Persona 3 and 4 took forever. It sure would be nice. It was just this year as a launch game for the Switch 2, Persona 3 Reload. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, people are mentioning Sean's. A bunch of people say here there was a Yakuza 1 and 2 HD on Wii U that did so bad that apparently created a grudge between Sega and Nintendo. I bet that has healed over time, and they would be ready to go for a Switch 2.
I mean, Yakuza was just not that big a deal then, in my memory, right? Like,
absolutely.
That was when they were like sometimes not even bothering to localize it. Yeah.
To do an English language track, they didn't bother to do that, right?
And now it seems like it's such a big deal. Yakuza's bigger. Like a Dragon is huge. It's somehow gotten mainstream. So. It seems like if that's the reason, because you're still mad about the performance of a Wii U port. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
Things have changed since the Wii U. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, Switch 2 comes out. If all these games were on it, I'd be happy. Tekken 8.
I would
put Tekken 8 on your goddamn Switch 2. That'd be great.
When was that? I wonder when the last time a Tekken game was on a Nintendo platform.
Well, we had Pokken.
We had Pokken,
however.
Whatever. Something. Oh, that's right. Tekken Tag 2 was on the Wii U.
Yeah,
Thank you, Turbo Sean.
What a weird console, Wii U. I love the Wii U, but it was a weird console.
I don't know if I love the Wii U.
I do love it.
I don't hate it.
I have a real, mostly because of Super Mario Maker. Like that's the one that put over the top for me. I mean, why do we have to why do we put a qualitative statement on it? Love you, Mike.
All right.
Love you, Mike.
All right. Hey, Jeff, Palworld. Huh?
Yes, Palworld, apparently.
what about that?
I was working out, and then I was taking care of some stuff around the house, and I saw on Discord that were you streaming Palworld tonight?
Yes, I felt like I needed to play this game, so I bought it, and I was playing it for a couple hours just before this.
You bought it?
I bought it
on Steam?
I couldn't. Yeah.
Did you start your character on the server that I gave you?
No, I chose not to.
Okay, well that's great. I paid a lot of money for that server.
Oh, I didn't know that cost money.
Yeah.
I told you, Mike, just to
All
play
you
on
did
his
was
servers.
all you did was copy and pasted some numbers in the thing. Tell me what it is.
IP address, yeah. Well, just that way, because
Look, I can just start again. It's fine.
the way it works is like if you there's like peer to peer on Xbox, but if you don't go back to the person's game that you were playing that character on, you lose it. You have to go start a whole other character. So it's real stupid. So I'm like, I'm just gonna start a server, and that way, if people start playing, we can all do it there.
Right.
But really, what I'm asking is, over the weekend, this game came out on Friday. It feels like a million years ago.
Did you? Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be dragging people who already got dragged, but there was an incredible Reddit post on the Giant Bomb message board. Somebody was like, "I miss the old days when Giant Bomb had real criticism." It was on Sunday, complaining that there wasn't more criticism of Palworld. It's a game that came out on Friday.
That rules.
You guys had played on Friday.
That's incredible. So game came out on Friday. Over the weekend, you said you had no opinion about it. You hadn't played it. Now you've played it. What has anything changed?
I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
I liked it more than I thought I would, to be honest. I like playing a game that looks like this that runs at 60 frames per second.
That's pretty nice. Do you have you had much experience with survival games before?
Not really. It's not a genre I dabbled in much. I thought I wouldn't like it. I will say, like, I played that Lego Fortnite thing.
Yeah.
And I even played that with my brothers. Didn't care for that. I already like this more, just because there is something to that gameplay loop here of seeing those little fuckos on my base, helping build stuff, and it's ever so slightly a little Viva Pinata with like the hey, you gotta build the hot springs for them to keep them happy. So that and I like when I'm exploring out further, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna find another mine. I am gonna find new rip-off Pokemon.
Yes, totally.
So that's a bit more of an interesting gameplay loop.
Yeah,
it's totally a knockoff. I guess I just don't get as. I'll say that I was more upset about Scarlet and Violet running like a Nintendo 64 game than I am about this game's lack of originality, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I kind of like that I get to have like things that look pretty close to Pokemon and then do all this other fun stuff with it. I kind of like that. Now, I don't think this is some like life-changing game, but it's pretty fun.
No.
It is pretty fun. They know what they're doing in terms of the solid core loop. Now, if you've played a lot of survival sims before, or even if you had like one hot and heavy session with their survival sim before, I bet a lot of people are gonna be like, I've done this before, I'm good. Because it's not that much different. It is cool to be able to have your pals come and work on stuff. And like honestly, just having the slot in the base where I'm like, oh, I could just move a pal into the slot, and now suddenly they're just doing a ton of work around the base. That is like a cool feeling where it's like, oh, okay, cool, I caught this thing, and now it's already paying dividends. It's already doing work for me. And there's a lot of examples of the game doing stuff like that, where it's like all the other mechanics interlink with one another. I think that's probably the most impressive part about the game. But underneath all that, it's a pretty familiar survival sim. So I think there's going to be two groups of people who haven't spent a lot of time in this, and this is actually a really pleasant one of those. And I think they're going to be mostly blown away because it's a really satisfying game loop. It just is. And then there's going to be another group, I think, that have played a lot of survival sims, and some will like this, and some will be like, I've had enough of this. But either way, the game is doing very well, Mike. 6 million copies sold in 4 days.
All right. Well, I've talked about this before, how Pokemon strategy, and it's a strategy that has always worked for them, is to not grow up with their audience at all. It's always been, we're just going to keep making games for 7 and 8 year olds. And there's always going to be new 7 and 8 year olds. And a lot of them will grow up and still keep playing this stuff anyways, even though it's targeted for really young kids. That was me for a very long time. It took me a while to finally sort of feel like I just didn't want to be a part of it anymore. But there always was an audience. They didn't need a grim, dark Pokemon or something, Jeff. They just want something a little bit different. I think the Pokemon Company knew this. Legends Arceus was a pretty decent stab at that. Scarlet and Violet was trying to be different. They tried to make it a bit more open world or do something else. But, that didn't really work out. And this one is it's out now. It had the good hook, right? Hey, man, that's a lesson. If I was making a video game right now, you sure do need some stupid hook. You either got to have a character fucking a bear or you got to have Pokemon guns. Like, it sounds stupid, But boy, that sure does work, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you could write a chapter in a book that for like a textbook in college about how to sell games. Call that chapter "Fucking the Bear," and just be like, what? Not even an elevator pitch. This is less than an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is like 3 sentences.
And it's like what the game is actually about.
Yes, this is like what is the verbal version of a GIF that says what your game is about. And and it can't. And these days it can't even
the
really
GIFification of everything.
Yes, exactly. And it can't even just be this meets this. I mean, Pokemon meets guns. It's pretty close to that. But back in the day, we would do it's Pokemon meets Assassin's Creed or something like that. We would say some crazy shit like that. I think you need to be even more base than that, where it's just like gun, Pokemon, okay, sex, bear, okay. Like it needs to be that simple. You're right. I think it's a lesson to be learned.
I did capture a human, and then I guess that was a crime, so the police appeared and shot me. I didn't know slavery was illegal. That's
just everything about that. The fact that it was ready to go, the timing, just bravo. Great work, mods. Great work, team.
Well, I'm glad that's out there.
Now we have Dan Reichert saying he didn't or know the Earth was round, and you saying you didn't know slavery was illegal.
I'd rather have his.
Till I see evidence that the world is round, I'm not believing a damn thing.
Thank you, Dan Reichert. It's that is the thing I asked Jan about, and I want to ask you about as someone who's played a lot of Pokemon. One of the arguments people are making, again, I don't necessarily care all that much, but one of the arguments people are making for the defense of this game is that it is satire, it's parody, it's satirizing Pokemon. I don't really get that. I think when they were like things like, well, the Pokemon have guns, isn't that absurd? I do think it's absurdist, but I don't think it's like, and here is our criticism via gameplay mechanics of Pokemon.
Sure. Especially if the game I was playing was a lot more like that trailer where it was the guns were really focused. I mean, the first few hours, not that many guns.
No, not at all.
Really.
Yeah.
The first few hours, it's actually just pretty much, hey, these are just Pokemon. Like, yeah, maybe they'll have guns someday and they're going to build your farm or whatever. I was wondering about that too. You know, the legalese of it is interesting, I suppose. I'm not sure why some people are so hot about it. I care in the sense of, you know, maybe we have to have precedents in case smaller people get ripped off from. You know, it's hard to get too worked up about the Pokemon Company, which I think you said this. You know, it's not stealing from them because they still have Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
I think you're going to have a hard time arguing that Palworld is taking money away from them in any way, shape, or form. The next Pokemon game is going to do very well still. But still, just knowing how the Pokemon Company Nintendo works, like they're cooking on something, right?
Yeah, probably. I think they're probably going to have them send maybe a small, tiny little diet cease and desist that says, "Hey, you need to change some of these models a little bit more." We'll see. We'll see how that goes. The very least, I think that this game is going to chug along one way or the other. And if they do have to change the character models, they will be able to do it. And actually, I think maintain most of their momentum. And they'll be just fine.
Digimon should just cut them a check.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly,
Digimon just be like, guess what? This is a Digimon game
just
now.
Just take the Digimon and don't even cut. Like, Digimon shouldn't even pay them. Digimon should be like, just please have our characters. And then we'll take a small percentage of the money, please.
Right.
Please, we'll take that.
So, yeah, I mean, hey. I mean, it's a good thing people are playing some new game, right? There's so much stagnation in terms of those big games that everybody plays. Is this going to have a lot of staying power? I don't know. I would have guessed not, but you never know. Maybe there are going to be impressive updates and people are really going to dig in there. There's going to be a lot of sort of immersive storytelling. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a sign that anything can happen in gaming still, which I think is fundamentally a good thing. We are really worried about the immediate future because of the layoffs. Analysts are expecting big publishers and developers to close this year. No names have been thrown out for that, but that concern is out there. And there are fewer games getting greenlighted, I should say. That's how you say it.
Don't say that. Say greenlit. I like it better.
You like it better? Okay, greenlit. There's fewer games getting greenlit. TM Mike Minotti than in the last few years, and so it's like, okay, yeah, but underneath all of that, the dynamism of video games is still really strong. Anything can happen, and a hit can come from nowhere, and you could just be completely blindsided by it. And that's just not happening in any other industry. Doesn't mean the industry overall is healthy, but it's a better sign that this continues to happen than if it were suddenly to stop. Like in mobile gaming, where this doesn't really happen anymore.
Jeff, you ready to move on from Palworld?
Yeah, please.
New Princess Peach Showtime trailer dropped, showing off many of Peach's outfits and costumes. This game's coming out on March 22nd, but did you check out this new trailer, Jeff?
Yeah, I did check this out. I think this game is looking pretty decent. It's cute. It's not. Doesn't seem like it's trying to do anything out of the ordinary, other than, hey, let's deliver a solid, fun Princess Peach game for a younger audience. And boy, that's going to be a hit in my house, I'm hoping.
Yeah, like it's hard to see it and think that it looks even more ambitious than, say, like a Kirby in the Forgotten World.
Right.
Was that Realm? I can't remember now.
Forgotten Land?
You know, it's some of it even seems less like, oh, you like become like, you know, Baker Peach, and that's like your costume with new abilities. It's like you're Baker Peach and you're playing like a kind of mini game for a while, and this like maybe this one level. Now, it looks like it could be fun. Forgotten Land. That's right. Thank you, everybody. So it looks like it could be fun, so I have no problems with that. And hey, there is wall jumping, and I definitely like video games with wall jumping.
Same.
So yeah, I think it looks charming. I don't think this is going to be, you know, like another like how Luigi's Mansion became kind of like a new dominant Nintendo franchise.
Right.
It didn't happen right away. This isn't going to do that right away. No.
Yeah, probably not right away. I think there's a world in which we get to Princess Peach Showtime 3, you know, if we get there, where it's like something like, oh my God, this looks great. And they put a lot of effort into this. And it's like one of their studios that really took it under their wing and said, we're going to make something of this. And it's actually a 3D platformer now. This is awesome. I think that could happen. I'm more than happy that they're starting here. This is great. This could totally work. And there's a strong chance we come out of this year and it's my kid's favorite game of the year.
Sure.
Things like that. And that would be a huge win.
All right, Jeff. Metroid Prime 4 dev's LinkedIn profile is maybe hinting that a reveal for the game's coming soon. This is via story from a GameVro, which I don't know about. It's talking about a video from somebody called Super Metal Dave 64, which is talking about it begins with a disclosure that Nintendo conducted quality tests around 10 months ago on demo versions of Metroid Prime 4 to identify bugs and issues. This information comes from the resume of Edwin Atwell, a hired employee with experience in quality testing for games, including the Call of Duty franchise, utilizing the Jira software application for testing and providing feedback. Do you think there's anything to this, Jeff?
I mean, yeah, mostly because it lines up with the kind of the. I haven't been explicitly told that game is coming out this year, but it's been suggested to me that it's very possible it could come out this year. That's why I'm like pretty confident about, you know, picking it on my list or whatever. I still don't know. I really don't know. But when things line up like this, I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Also, come on, we look at the circumstantial evidence. It's been 5 years since the reboot of the development, right? Like that's how long we're talking. Since the reboot, not since the reveal of the JPEG or the PNG file or whatever, since the reboot. So come on, this game's gotta kind of come out this year or early next year at the latest, it feels like. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
I need my Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remasters first, though, Jeff. I want those. I want them bad. I don't care. Okay.
Did you see? There was like a 4chan leak that was kind of making the rounds from someone that people claimed has had a history. Now their history could vary because they said that apparently they knew about some of the other Princess Peach outfits. I think those Princess Peach outfits were known. Like you could like see it in the background or something. Whatever. The list said Metroid Prime 2 remaster will be at the next Nintendo Direct. And I'm like, that sounds likely.
I think it's like a shit. Does it say shadow drop or just it's going to be there?
I mean, say one way or the other.
I guess if we got to the next Direct, which we all assume is going to be next month, it would be pretty weird if we don't hear about Metroid Prime 2 at that point. Then I'm kind of like, is that even happening? Or are they just not bothering anymore? I don't know.
Right. And I mean, and who knows? Nintendo, they change plans all the time. But, you know, you put Metroid Prime 4 out over the summer, you get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 out over the next couple of months. That would be really cool. Maybe you shadow drop Metroid Prime 2. Metroid Prime 3 comes in the, you know, the spring, and then Metroid Prime 4 in like September or something.
Right. No, that exactly. You can really kind of see how you could kind of space that out. That's not a space pun. Is it weird to you at all that we got this Princess Peach video when we might be getting a direct next month? I mean, it's not much of a video.
Nah, I mean, it's kind of thing where they've definitely done stuff like that before, where there's like been a trailer for a game that popped up, and then everyone's like, shouldn't this be in the direct? And it's like, well, no, the direct might have a bunch of new stuff or have a bunch of other information, and it could still have more info about this game. Like their marketing strategy is going to be multi-pronged.
I like prongs.
I knew you were going to comment on the prong. I knew as soon as I said prong, I'm like, he's going to say something about prongs.
I was going to do something else, and then I had to panic and go to that.
Okay, fair.
We'll go.
I thought you were going to go for the silent.
No, not again.
Nah,
you gotta really pick your spots with that one.
Yeah, we're going to need a few weeks before we can go back to that.
Yeah,
okay.
I just want more Metroid and old Metroid. I want Zero Mission right now. I want Prime 2 right now. I just want to be playing Metroid games, it turns out. I kind of want to play Metroid Dread again. That's a good game. Watching that speedrun at Games Done Quick was fun.
It was really,
How's that Games
really
Done
good.
Quick, by the way?
Yeah, we saw you a bunch of times, actually. People point out at one point, like Mike Minotti's, I think we were doing a show, and someone's like, Mike Minotti's in the front row. I'm like, pretty sure he's there with his brothers. Look, are there other Minottis? And then someone circled all three of you. I'm like, yep, there they are.
We
The
were
brothers
there.
Minotti.
Yeah.
How'd they get in?
Fun.
Did you just like talk to PR or something?
Yeah. They let me bring them in as
That's
press.
great.
In Pittsburgh, there weren't a whole lot of press there. Although,
Yeah, I'm really bummed I couldn't make it, but
yeah.
honestly,
Shout out to Ash,
it was.
saw Ash.
Oh, you did see Ash? Yeah, I was like hoping to go and
Miss
say
Grant. Miss Grant, who was there
bummer.
apparently
Okay.
also.
hi.
Yeah, but I was just so happy to actually be there. I've been watching these things forever, so it was a lot of fun. But hey, Summer Games Done Quick is in Minneapolis. We should go visit Dan. And
That
go
would
there with him.
be fun. That would be really fun.
We should get Dan submitted for Punch Out, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. No pressure.
Yeah, just I'd show up one day, and be like, Dan, you're on stage now. Go play Punch Out.
Absolutely. All right, next story here, and last one is the announcement of the discontinuation of online services for Nintendo 3DS and the Wii U software. I think Sean snuck this one on here for me. So this is finally happening on April 8th, 2024. We knew that this would be coming, and here it comes. Is there anything that you need to go rush out and get done on your 3DS or Wii U?
I might go play Mario Kart 7 online or something. That's what we're talking about. Online play, right? And rankings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a bummer, but I can't think of anything that like particular. I mean, Super Mario Maker, but that's it.
It's bad for Pokemon fans because this means no more So Pokemon Bank and Poke Transport are going to still go on for a bit,
Right.
but may also end at some point in the future. So I think like all this Wii U stuff is integral to the very convoluted process of getting Pokemons from like Gen 1 to the current gen.
Right.
So it's a whole dance there. So I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean it sucks for Mario Maker for sure. Otherwise, I'm not too worried.
Same. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll think of something eventually where I'm like, I should go back and play that online, and then be like, oh, okay, well, they shut down the servers. But at the moment, it's kind of Mario Maker's the thing I think of first.
All right, Jeff, why don't we take a break? We'll come back. We got some super chats to go through. We'll do those. We're going to have some questions to answer later. Sound fun?
Sounds good. All right.
Break.
All right, I'm going to take the dog out.
Yep. I hit the
Nintendo
break button. Everybody, my buddy, Special Nick is in chat. How's it going, buddy? How's it going,
Good
partner?
cover, good cover.
Yep. Listen, I'm a
Nick,
professional.
leak something on the chat right now.
Gamous Mornings,
Come
when I'm
on.
talking about like, oh, here's some news. It sullies the news if I say this came from my friend. All right, you understand, Nick? You get it, Nick. You get it. Come
Journalistic integrity.
on, a journalist
After
trying to hide
counterfeiting
and pretend that I
Palworld
still have
and,
integrity.
shitting on Palworld all day. Yeah.
I'm amazed that you brought up your inside trading for the Games Critic on the podcast.
It's funny at this point because I already got the game. There's nothing anyone can do, and I told Sean about it, and so it's like the commissioner's in on it, so we're good. I'm in the clear.
I put a bid on it too.
Yeah, you bid on it too. Exactly. So, right now,
Dude, there are no rules in
now,
the
had
Giant Bomb
Sean
Metric
won
League.
that, I would be making a fit. Absolutely. I'd be like, this shouldn't be allowed. I never should have said anything, but I won, so it's all good. I'm really enjoying how much Bacalar is into that because he's like, every time we're talking about any game that's in that or that someone has,
He's always thinking about
he's
it.
immediately going to look to see who has it and stuff. I think that's great.
It's great.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Do I want to look at the Red Wings score? Probably not. They weren't playing very well. See here. Oh man, they almost came back. 5-4. Shit.
How many teams do you follow?
I follow most of the Detroit teams. I follow the Red Wings and the Lions. Well, the Red Wings and the Lions are the main ones. I'll occasionally like front run. I'll hop on the bandwagon with the Tigers, and if the Pistons like make the playoffs, I'll watch the Pistons. But I watch every Red Wings game, and I watch every Lions game, and then the Michigan Wolverines for the University in Michigan. That's the other team I follow. Yep. Do you follow do you have like a club team, Christian, or is it just all about the national team? Okay, you do have a club team too.
Yeah, Boca Juniors.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Are they in like the top league in the country? Do you guys have multiple tier leagues? Okay, yeah, because
we're one of the best teams in the world.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool.
Not now. We kind of suck now, but we're getting there.
Are you still in the top league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always. Never on the.
Okay, you've never been relegated? Okay, very cool.
Nope.
I
got my unfortunate
120 years.
Wow, good for you.
About to drink a White Lightning. Let's go.
White Lightning? That sounds racist as fuck.
I agree. But
I made this joke already. Deja vu.
Get open.
Okay.
Get open.
Yeah, I was on Nick's podcast when he mentioned that he heard a new Donkey Kong Country was going to get made, and that was another part of that leak.
No.
Well,
By who?
Right, exactly. I don't know. I'm like, I see that. I'm like, man, I don't know, but I suppose Retro could have multiple teams.
Why not? I guess.
Chef talking about leaks. A salty discharge rolls down Greg's Miller's cheek right now.
Jesus. Emmett Goldie says Jeff is a Lions fan. You can't like relegation. That's a really good point. That would have sucked. The Lions would have been relegated, and they would not even have a chance right now. Okay, I don't think it's Retro. I've been told it's not Retro. Okay, cool. Mike.
They brought Rare back, everybody.
Mike, you can start the show up whenever you're ready.
All right. And we're back. Jeff, would you please do your job and read the super chats? God.
You're lucky the Red Wings game is over. I guess I'll do it. Fine. All right, let's see here. Big Jimbo Ryan. Oh no, lost old. This is in parentheses in the name. Lost old account. Sorry to break RP.
Was it for impersonating somebody? Is that why?
Okay, Big Jimbo Ryan. Hi, fellas. Back from holiday. Boy, am I glad I don't have to deal with Insomniac mess. I am very excited about Indiana Jones, as I am a boomer. Fair enough. God damn it.
Man, I kind of forgot about that Insomniac.
Yeah,
thing.
Right? Man, enough has happened that's already
ago.
like, yeah, I guess that stuff did leak, didn't it?
Maybe there's a lesson there. Things that seem like the end of the world had a particular. I'm sure it's still a big headache.
Right.
I mean, there.
Like the idea that there's like people working on a PC port of Spider-Man 2 right now. That's definitely got to be a headache for the people over at Insomniac, things like that. But yeah, most of the other stuff has kind of gone to the wayside. I'll tell you what, the thing that Sony really has to deal with right now seems like Bungie. That seems like a real
seems like a
troublesome thing over there.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. We'll see how the final shapes up, I guess.
Yep. Cody Bishop says, just wanted you to know is that Frosted Tips are making a comeback in the Zoomer crowd. The early skate punk aesthetic is now considered retro. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think I'm pretty excited about that.
My younger brother had a big Frosted Tips phase.
I think
they never quite worked well on me.
Yeah, I bleached my hair once and it just kind of came out looking orange because my hair was so black. So it was, yeah. El Grug says, will the Switch Pro controller work on Switch 2? And what will Dan play on Blight Club after Super Dan 64? He's a big fan of TK64.
No, you guys, none of these games that are like fine, but like are like unpleasant in some way or another. You have no idea. You guys haven't played like RoboCop or freaking Sonic 06. It's a different level. It is a different when it's just like an absolutely terrible game and not just like Resident Evil 6 because that's the bad Resident Evil. It's gotta be way worse.
When I said that, I was joking.
This isn't about you, Christian.
I'll say though, if you guys gave me Donkey Kong 64, I would be miserable.
Well, it's very long.
Exactly. I think I'd be miserable because of that.
People were like, oh, make him play 2 in a row. I just don't think he's going to let us get away with that, Jeff. I think he's going to make us more miserable than we could possibly make him if we try to enforce that.
No, we won't do 2 in a row, but I don't think it's impossible to like go him, me, or him, you. No, you're going now. So him, me, and then him again, and then you, and then we go back into the triple.
But here's the thing. I like when it's my turn. In a way,
you get a lot of art made about you.
I'm a narcissist.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Well, listen. We could always, if we ever need to like punish Dan, we could just have like filter it through Alex, and I think we can get away with it. But you're right. We can get right back to the rotation.
Look, Superman's gonna be rough. Like, there's a part of me that's like, is he really gonna be able to beat Superman 64? I don't know. And then I there's definitely a game that I think a lot of people could guess somebody was going to have to play eventually that I think should just be his after that, and that's all I'm going to say.
All right, where are we at here? We are at Big Fresh 37. Just got back from my first dispensary, and I'm going to get high for the first time in my life and start Palworld. Not kidding. Have a great show. Enjoy it. If you
be safe.
Yeah, be safe. If you're doing an edible, give it time. Give it a lot of time. Hours and hours.
I mean, I don't do a lot or barely any, but I see so many people who like take an edible and are like, we shouldn't do shits, and they like take more, and then they get too high and get sick.
Yeah, and then if you start freaking out, just do some breathing exercises, things like that. It could happen. You could have anxiety about it. So just have a good time, chill out, listen to some really calming music, things like that. Ali Miracle, alternate universe. Nintendo promotes Palworld post Scarlet and Violet. I'm sure people would still be normal and chill about it. Lol, probably not.
No, we're cursed with Palworld one way or another.
Yes, we are. Antonio Morales says, thoughts on Raw going to Netflix? Also, any chance we can convince Turbo Sean to watch the Rumble and do the Power Bombcast? Thanks. I don't know. I mean, we could probably...
Hey, that's billable hours, baby.
Exactly. I was going to say it's content, so he'll probably get paid for it, so probably. Yeah, hey, Raw going to Netflix is a big deal. I think that's going to be really good for it.
I mean, it seems like a bigger deal for Netflix to me. That's just really
You're right. It's a good fit for both, actually.
I mean, yeah, that's just something that every week that a couple million people are going to want to watch. So
they're getting like everything for like international. So I'm gonna start watching some wrestling.
Does that mean like the back catalog is also coming to Netflix internationally?
No, I think Peacock still has the like WWE Network stuff.
That's for us, right? I think that's just for us. I think internationally.
Oh, for us, internationally. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's all kind of complicated. But it's a big deal. I wonder what's going to happen with AEW if they're going to... Because now there's a bit more of a void with all these networks, I suppose. Like maybe like a USA Network or somebody will want to pay for that. So maybe it'll help them out. Or maybe they're just going to also show up on some streaming platform too. I mean, at some point it's just gonna be these things, right, Jeff? I mean, we've been slowly etching that way. There's little actual original cable content anymore.
Bally, the channel that plays my Red Wings games, which I've watched exclusively through ESPN Plus for the last 2 years. They went bankrupt to the Bally company, and it's been like, oh my God, is this channel going to go away? Amazon just bought all the Bally networks from like the local sports networks around the country, and that's like 15 or 16 markets. And so the Red Wings games are going to be on Amazon Prime next year. So
wait, Bally Sports is the stupid company that has the Guardians games, and I can never watch them because they aren't on anything. Am I just going to be able to do that on Amazon, you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. I think, see, the issue before was like, if you're in the local market, it's going to be blacked out for you because you have to get it through cable. But I think it's not going to be on cable anymore. I think it's going to be on Amazon. So I think this should solve that, I think.
Guardians games on Amazon. I'm going to say this is going to be how it works. We'll see. All
right.
Remember Guardians of the Galaxy keeps coming up. Dang it. It's okay.
Especially if you search Guardians games. All right. Let's see here. El Grug. What happens first? A Nintendo Direct, a State of Play, a Game Mess Hall of Fame, or Mike watches The Love Boat? Mike should also watch MASH.
That's right, the Hall of Fame. We should set up a Hall of Fame for Thursday.
Okay. We'll get that going, because I probably am going to be too busy to do the shows next week, everybody, because Steph's going to be out of town, and I'm going to have the kids by myself. So, yeah, we'll do a Hall of Fame, and then...
there'll still be shows, everybody.
There'll still be shows. These Chuckle Bucks will handle it.
I'll be here.
Yes, absolutely. And I could call in a little bit, but I just can't handle running everything. Hey, MASH is fantastic. I started watching that. That's a great show. And then in terms of what happens first, well, Game Mess Hall of Fame is going to happen Thursday. I think a state of play could still happen before a Nintendo Direct, but I bet they happen pretty close to one another at this point. I don't think we're gonna have to wait long for either of them, though.
Man, PlayStation Showcase sure seems like it's very needed because Microsoft did their thing and it was very good. And we know what to expect for the year. We know to expect a bit of a lull until May, but that's fine because there's plenty of third-party games coming out before then. Obviously we know Final Fantasy with Sony and Helldivers 2, but people want to know about those big Sony exclusives.
Yep. My buddy Special Nick says he heard that they're both coming the week of the 6th in February, which wouldn't surprise me at all. And again, I've heard State of Play is coming. I was told like a couple of weeks. That would line up with the early part of February. That would be fantastic.
I never watched too much MASH, but we did a play version of the original MASH movie as a high school play when I was there. So that was interesting.
That's
I did
a
the
great story.
for it. I wasn't in it. Yeah,
Oh.
That's just a little fact about my life.
If there's any video of that, that would be interesting.
Well, again, I'm not in it. Chris was my younger brother. He was who was he? Was he the guy who pretended to dress up as the lady so he could get out of the army? Or is he something else? I forget. Do you hear, Chris? Who'd you play in MASH? After MASH. The one with Jamie Farr.
The best podcasting is when you try to have your brothers remember something for you. Maybe if they're in the chat. Maybe.
Yeah. At least it doesn't depend on visual stuff. Chris, you there? I don't think he's
people
there.
love that. All right. Well, while we wait for Chris to get back to you on that, Lurkin with my Gherkin picked up Sparks of Hope for $20. Really surprised how much I'm enjoying it. Couldn't help thinking how great it would be if more developers could get a crack at making games with Nintendo IP. Well, Nintendo apparently is doing exactly that.
Yeah, that was the rumor. Did you recruit Edge, though? Has the Poochie showed up yet in Sparks of Hope?
Big Fresh 37 says, who would be the party members in a Kirby CRPG?
I mean, Kirby, DDD, Waddle Dee.
Yeah, Waddle Doo.
Yeah, who's that? The person with the paintbrush used to be more important in these things.
Yeah, God.
As much.
Hip or something? I can't remember what the name is. Yeah.
I like if the Cloud was there, though. What's that Cloud's name? I like that angry Cloud.
Yeah, I definitely don't know the Cloud's name, but the Cloud is great.
There's like a Mr. Sun, Mr. Moon.
I think you...
Lolo should just be there.
Yeah, definitely. I think you definitely fight like the Star Warriors at some point, and then that's when Meta Knight joins the Kirby.
All right, Meta Knight. Krako's the name of the Cloud.
Meta Knight should be exactly like Ninja from Final Fantasy VI. It should be the exact same process of getting.
And there should
Meta
be a
Knight.
part where like you have to like not abandon him to death for him to be in the rest of the game. I would like that.
That'd be fun. A Kirby RPG would be very, very, very good.
Adeline is the paintbrush person. Thank you very much, T-Bucket.
All right. So let's see here. The Uncharted Wolf. No shot Palworld beats PUBG concurrent, right? I don't think there's not no shot, but it seems like a very long shot for that to happen.
It's got to build up even more momentum somehow, which might be difficult with how much game is there at the moment.
And how many other games are coming out and stuff. But I suppose when a game gets that big, it has its own orbit. PUBG is like 3.2 million concurrents. That's just a lot. And it'll probably take a long time before something actually ends up beating that. Jason Fulton says, Jeff, are we beating the 49ers this weekend? I think so. Yeah, I'm getting more and more confident about it, especially as I started looking at some of the numbers. The Detroit pass defense is pretty bad, but once they get into the red zone, everything sort of shrinks and the linebackers like kind of shut everything down. And I'm like, that's kind of all I needed really to see to feel a lot better about it. So I think yes, the Lions are going to win. In fact, I might even bet on it. Mm-hmm. Magnum Gaming says if Palworld gets away with any litigation, it will open a Pandora's box. Any devs will start making knockoffs like 1 to 1.5 of any successful existing IP. I mean,
don't we have a lot of knockoffs of existing IP already?
Do. Yeah,
we had Lies of P, and it was good.
Yeah, and we have a million of these on the app stores and things like that.
Now, look, I know what you mean. It could maybe become more egregious, I suppose. There's no guarantee it works out that way.
Yeah, I think. The risk here is if Pokemon Company sues them and loses, in that way that would guarantee the Pandora's box opens up, right? That like there would be right now sort of having this vagueness of, well, we still could get sued and we don't really know what will happen. That is a kind of a threat that hangs over a lot of these companies and stops them from doing that. So it's kind of in a safe space for both sides at the moment, and no one kind of wants to mess that up. From Nintendogs, I need H Bomber Guy to release a video on whether Palworld is plagiarism or not. It might be the only way to get people on both sides to stop talking. Yeah, I mean, here's the bad news. Even if it is plagiarism, that's not really actually illegal. Like, you can take someone else's ideas without crediting them legally. It's an ethical issue, and that's why it's a problem in academia. But plagiarism itself, not really illegal. Copyright infringement, that is illegal. If you copy someone else's stuff exactly and reproduce it, that is the issue, and it's two different things. Lit Romney says Nintendo Direct when? Yeah, probably February.
Apparently the week of the 6th.
Yep, that's that Mike Minotti said that. Everybody go put that in your story.
Said, according to Mike Minotti, sure. I trust Nick. You can put my name on it too. Why not?
There you go. All right, that does it for the super chat so far. Everybody, if you send in more, we will get to all of them before the end of the program. Thank you so much for the support so far, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We're going to have some more questions to answer from our community in just a second. We're going to take a break.
Weird break, but I'll take it. Got deflated a little bit at the end, but I take it.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to say something else, and then I didn't.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
That's podcasting.
I was like, no, that's good. That's all I need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say that I love you, Greg Miller. That was just a joke. I was joking. Please don't kill me.
He's probably too busy actually secretly playing games on PC to listen to you.
That's true.
All right, I can go back into it.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right, we're back. We got some lovely, I was about to say collections. We don't have those. We have questions.
Sorry, yes, lovely what?
You okay, Mike?
Christian, I can just take another take, right? That's fine. You won't put that in.
No, I won't. No, I just go again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, we're back, and we're going to take some questions from our lovely community right now. First up here from Bench JC. It says, hey, dogs. While layoffs in the industry are always a bad thing, would you say Riot did it the best way we've seen a company handle it yet? I think they did it in the most we know where we are way possible. They tried to be as delicate as possible, but at the end of the day, it's still just laying off people with seemingly no consequences for the executives and leaders and people at the tippity top. So there's no tangible difference. Yeah,
right. The results are pretty much the same. Honestly, like the best way you could do it is give ample sort of what was called severance packages, which I think a lot of these companies have done. I don't think Riot's doing anything out of the ordinary there. So yeah, they definitely understood what they were doing, and admitting that does help cushion the blow, I think, in the initial phase. But Mike's right. Once you look at it and the results are the same, what are we really talking about here?
Jamie H1224 says Mario movie sequel predictions. This year? ? No, absolutely not.
No, always not this year. No way. Yeah, they're God, what is that? That's Illumination. They usually take 4-ish years between sequels, something like that. 3-4 years. So yeah,
it's going to be a little bit like maybe we fast track, but I mean the movie just came out last year. Definitely not this year.
Not this year.
Voice of Yoshi. Man, Yoshi should not have a voice, but I don't know if they're going to be able to resist the possibility of getting another celebrity attached.
Yeah, you know what I found out? That Curious George has the same voice actor for his like oohs and ahs as a Slimer from the Ghostbusters cartoon, from the real Ghostbusters. Like so go ahead and get that guy. Get that guy to do the voice.
I bet we get Josh Gad, but sure, you can get that guy if you want. You laugh.
Fuck, I laugh because you know you're right.
The main antagonist. I mean, Bowser again. Maybe we'll get a Wario involved some way. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Smithy.
Post-credit scene. Now, I got this right last time.
Right. So say it again. Get it right again.
Yeah. Well, this time it will be the Rosalina tease at the end of this one. Something with the stars.
Sure.
I didn't have time to think it out as well as my literally dead-on Yoshi one. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That way they just go right to Galaxy. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll evolve that Luma we saw for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah. Clive says, Dear Mike, bricked like a shit birdhouse Minotti and Jeff Espresso Cup check Grubb. What's your approach to buying non-gaming related clothes? How often do you go clothes shopping? Is comfortable clothing better than clothing that lasts? Maybe both. Does someone else shop your clothes for you, etc.? Love you and all that you do. I mean, I just usually, a lot of it happens at Target. Honestly, there's nice clothes, there's comfy clothes there. That's it. I'm always deluding myself, I'm gonna really do my clothes shopping once I hit my weight goals. Then I'll really worry about really refreshing the wardrobe, right?
Yeah, that's an easy thing to say, especially if you are like procrastinating on that stuff like I am. I am trying to get to a point with clothes shopping where I am going to buy stuff that lasts. It's just really hard to mentally get over that barrier of like, man, a t-shirt should probably be like $15, and then go into a store where they're like $50 and be like, oh, my budget did not account for this, and now I can afford 1.5 things. And I'm like, I kind of need more than that. So I'm like, I'm just going to go back to Meijer or Target or whatever. But yeah, I do a lot of shopping at Target, and that's where most of my clothes comes from if it's not gaming related.
Nick Turbo says, what is the chance annual sports games like Madden or NHL get ported to the Switch too? They usually try whenever the new Nintendo system is out to make it work again, right?
Yeah, I think, they didn't with the Switch other than FIFA, right? But I think Switch 2 will change that. I think some of the NHL, probably not. God, I wish. But Madden and NBA 2K, the NBA 2K has been getting ported. So yeah, I think Madden starts making its way over.
Leah added again, says, woof woof boys, what's the best game to play when you're snowed in? Someday I'm going to move out of the northeastern U.S., I swear. I mean, any game I'm playing at that time is good. MMOs, I guess, are nice. I would probably really play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, even more than I usually do if I was really snowed in. Just have something on YouTube. Just really, really get into that. How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I like being snowed in, and I usually like playing retro games. I like the snow level in the first Donkey Kong Country a lot, so I think about that whenever I'm snowed in. But any sort of retro game is pretty good for me when I'm doing that. Something about being cozy and nostalgic. I enjoy that. And like I said, I like being snowed in. I like the feeling of we can't go anywhere. We have all of the excuses we need to just sit inside and play games all day.
Hannah Texas is about to ask us some Rumble questions. I was trying to get you to come for the Rumble. The fact that the Lions are playing at 6:30, I feel like it's hurting my chances of getting you here.
They play on Sunday, right? Or do they play? Yeah, they play on Sunday.
Is the Rumble? Is the Rumble not on Sunday? Is that Saturday?
What, did you see Raw this week where Gunther was like, on Sunday I'm going to, and then immediately a big thing shows up in the corner saying Rumble Saturday, and then Michael Cole after the thing was like, it's Saturday, and he said Saturday 30 times in 10 seconds. It was pretty funny. But yes, it's Saturday.
Good. Then good.
I probably can't come because Steph.
But you're not coming anyways.
Yes, Steph leaves. I'll go out of the country on Friday. It'd be hard. I mean, I could bring the kids. It might be a fun time. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Well, we'll see, because we might be doing it at Dave's.
Well, listen, Dave's place seems like a nice place for
kids.
It
with the kids. Yeah. He's had kids there for. We'll see. If not, I'll just text you a lot and bug you. But
yeah, that's fine.
But Tamma Texas says, hello, Jeff, Chinese knockoff Grubb, and Mikey Apples Minotti. Just know who's going to win this weekend. So W, the men's Royal Rumble. Who do you think's winning, Jeff?
I'm probably sticking with Punk. I think Punk probably wins.
I agree. I think that Punk's never won a Rumble. I think it's something that he would want to do. Yep. Maybe even was an incentive for him to come back. Not incentive, but a little a little extra carrot in his carrot pile. That's what they say, right?
That's exactly what they say about carrots.
Yeah. The women's Royal Rumble.
Who's the likeliest?
Bailey.
Is it?
I think it's gonna either be Bailey or Becky.
Because my gut there was Becky, but I didn't know for sure. If it's I would love it was Becky. Becky would be great.
Yeah, I would love it if it was Bailey. Bailey hasn't won a Rumble yet. She's fantastic. I think that'd be great. Becky can win the Elimination Chamber or something to set up her WrestleMania title match.
I like that too.
The Fatal 4-Way between Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. I mean, come on, that's Roman Reigns, right?
He's not fucking losing this. Yeah, it'll be a messy finish though.
United States Championship match: Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens.
I think, to me, it makes sense if Logan Paul wins this, so they can take this into maybe Mania. Yeah, because that's a fine fight for WrestleMania. Especially if they have a really good one here, and I think they could have a really good match.
I agree. Then NFL stuff. The AFC Championship game: Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. Fuck Baltimore. Gosh, you got to say that as a Cleveland Browns fan. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs, actually. I wasn't rooting for the Chiefs this weekend. I would have been happier if they lost to Buffalo, but I'll take them over Baltimore.
Yeah, I will be rooting for the Chiefs. I do like Travis Kelce a lot. I loved seeing Jason Kelce losing his mind with his shirt off.
Yes, that was fun.
In the stands. That's great. Baltimore Ravens look really fucking insane. God, they look tough.
How much of a resentment would you build towards Taylor Swift if, like, you have your Chiefs versus Lions Super Bowl and you lose, and the camera's constantly panning at Taylor Swift like every 2 minutes?
I am not going to blame Taylor Swift if the Lions lose. No, I would be fine.
But it would be pretty obnoxious.
It'd be pretty obnoxious. Yes. Oh, finally, something breaks Taylor Swift's way. Oh,
yeah,
finally,
something to make Taylor Swift happy. And then the NFC Championship game, Lions at the 49ers. Who you got, Jeff?
The Lions are winning this game.
I'm all aboard the Lions train now, even though a lot of people from my area are 49ers fans. The ownership is actually based here, so there's a big amount of 49ers support. But no, I'm all in on the Lions this time. Got to support my buddy Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, Evo Genesis, Switch 2 talk will dominate this year, and then Switch 2 Pro will immediately take over. But the real question is, does Nintendo go for a Switch 3, or will it actually be time to give up the Switch name? I mean, hey, now we're really trying to predict the future here.
Yeah, but they give up the name by then. By then, they give up the name.
Maybe. I mean, in some ways, maybe not. Maybe this is just such a good format that you can keep that going for 15 years, 20 years,
yeah, but it's like
you're fine.
They gave up the Game Boy name after Game Boy Advance, and it's like that was the craziest thing in the world to me. And I just think I think Nintendo is still that Nintendo.
I mean, they got rid of the whole Nintendo Entertainment System name basically also at
after
some point
two.
Too. So,
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you're probably right, but it's way too far out to really know.
Yep.
Dr. Ryan says, which of you two do you think would look better in crop tops? You know, Jeff, crop tops is one of those articles of clothing. I'm not actually sure what they look like until I Google it again.
I think I assume they're tube tops, which I guess are different. Okay.
This is women's clothing.
Yeah.
Well, look, I shouldn't say that. Anyone can wear them. When I Googled it, all that came up was pictures of women in a pretty revealing chesty clothes.
Okay,
is what I mean.
I think Mike, because I think a crop top means basically exposed belly, and I think Mike's beer belly looks better than mine with a crop top. I think it would fill it out better.
Absolutely not.
I think so.
No, thank you.
Well, wait to know.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Chaos Bucker says, howdy, Mike. Spent 2012 partying like the Mayans. The Mayans were right. Minotti and Jeff. What kind of sales number?
Fuck you, Chaos Buckaroo. All right.
What kind of sales numbers do y'all expect for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD? Not great.
Not much.
Probably better than Luigi's Mansion 1 on the 3DS.
Yeah, definitely better than that, but not much better than that.
Like 1.5 million, maybe a couple million.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it's funny that's not much, but yeah.
Yep.
Beefhammer says, what is your advice for when a friend lies to you? I know these two guys, we'll call them Sean and Christian, who yelled at me to buy Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2. It said the first one was one of the best games ever made. The new one would officially kill Smash Brothers and make Sakurai cry. I don't know why I believe them. I guess I thought this was a community about honesty and good times. Beefhammer, you can trust people. It's okay to trust people. You can't trust Super Smash Brothers Brawl defenders.
That's right.
You can't listen to anything that they say. So
yeah, they are subhuman trash. Yes. Just don't believe anything they say.
Lower Rule says, if Nintendo had to relaunch Super Smash Bros. This year and they could only pick 8 characters to be on the roster, which characters would they choose? And weren't there like 8 characters on the original roster?
Yeah, probably most of those. Maybe not the...
I was about to say only the Fire Emblem characters.
All 8.
There's probably 8 of them now, right?
Yeah, God, there could be more. Yeah.
Ryu.
What's that, Christian?
What's that, Christian?
And Ryu from Street Fighter.
Okay, yes.
And Ryu. Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Next one here is from Tom Cruise and Blast. Hey, dogs, true or false? When you're playing Mario Wonder and Daisy turns into an elephant, it makes you want to yell, yacht?
Of course.
True.
Yes, 100%.
Why is your Palworld character so sexy, by the way?
Because I was just like building it. I'm like, oh, this will be funny. And then it was
not yours. Everybody's. I don't mean like yours. I mean, why are all It's like they took all the vagina bones that Nintendo threw away. And it's like, we'll take those.
Yes. What would a character look like if it was made only of vagina bones?
Oops, all vagina bones.
Yeah, I don't know. My character looked especially sexy though, because I just did thick thighs, and that was it.
Dan Fiasco says, after playing with the Steam Deck for the last year, every time I pick up my Switch, it feels like a toy. I never loved the form factor, but now it's a non-starter for me. It just feels flimsy. Do you think there's any chance the Switch 2 bulks up, or is it a lock that it retains the same basic size and feel? I mean, I imagine it's going to bulk up a little bit. I guess the big question is, are they going to, like, what are the Joy-Cons or the new Joy-Cons going to be like on this thing?
Yeah, I think for me, I that flimsiness of the Joy-Cons connecting to the main system definitely got to me a little bit over time. I hope that they have a new lock-in mechanism to make that feel more secure. That's what I want. I don't necessarily think it needs to bulk up, but it probably will bulk up a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, I just hope the whole thing just feels more secure as that concept.
Cody says, hey, gents, do you think Nintendo brings achievements to the Switch 2, or has that ship sailed? I mean, it seems like it's sailed, but I tell you what, if Nintendo, which is, they're always looking for things to act like are big deal new features, if they had an achievement like system finally, they could pretend it's new and exciting.
Yeah, just call it like the Star Road, and everything along the way is like something you unlock towards your goal.
What's the most Nintendo thing you can call achievements? Like gold stars?
Yeah,
like,
they have gold coins in like My Nintendo or whatever, so maybe something.
It'd be literally like gold stars, like the things you got in like first grade when you like didn't piss on the floor when you went to the bathroom. Yeah. Yep. Vision 49 says, hello, Mog, To, Cave Toe, and Grug. I'm pretty pissed at all of you, actually.
I did nothing to you.
Well, you didn't defend me. Actually, you control my character. So, like, everybody's cave character goes around and they, like, shit in their hand or, like, die drowning, and it's, like, 3 stars, like, 4 stars. I discover that dinosaurs are real, kill some character, discover all these caves, and then, like, die because you abandoned me in the desert, and they're all like, wow, he really sucked. -1 star. Oh, what a failure. God.
I'm not going to interfere with the journalistic process of the Meltzer caveman stars.
Oh, my God. It's pathetic. It was actually a sad moment.
Those caves were really boring. There was nothing in them. All right?
It wasn't my fault. There was eggs in them.
It's not my fault you got however many stars you got. How many stars did you get?
-1. I discovered dinosaurs.
I forgot it was -1.
Come on,
man. Listen, okay, but listen to this. Two
but
more
it's really
2
funny
caves
to make you mad.
killed
I know.
9 mammoths. All right, in comparison to that, kind of a -1 star performance from you, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I'm tired. Anyways, Vision said, hello, Mog, To, Cave Toe, and Grug. Upon seeing conversations crop up about platform holders bringing their exclusives to other platforms, that got me wondering, what would the hardware landscape look like in a post-exclusive market? Will companies offer more products at different levels like Xbox does now, or would console specs become the main vector of competition and push prices up? I mean, everything's kind of like PCs then
it's PCs.
At that point, right?
Yep, it's what the handheld PC market looks like, and then what the home PC market looks like. It's that. That's exactly what we end up with if that's the case.
Palworld says, woof woof to my dogs. Why is Palworld better than Pikmin 4? Also, why did Jeff just roll his eyes and flip me off? Seriously, though, I don't get it. Survival crafters have never been my thing, but Palworld just clicks with me. Do I need a lobotomy? Thanks as always. I mean, look, it's
fine.
It's aping Pokemon, but they did ape some of that kind of fun coziness of Pokemon in some ways. Like, these little fuckers are cute.
Yep.
I do like looking at them.
Yeah, every time I'm like on my base and I look over like 10 feet to the left and there's like 2 sheep over there just doing their thing, I'm like, I'm gonna go capture those guys. They're cute. Yeah.
Now, you don't feel as maybe like that one-to-one connection with them, since the game is like, hey, you should capture like 10 of these, right? They do definitely feel even more like soulless minions than they are already in Pokemon, to be clear. But it's a good loop. At least so far, I enjoy the loop.
Yep, definitely. And like that automation stuff is fun to set up. It just is. So yeah, you'll enjoy it.
It's also relatively forgiving with some of that stuff, whereas other survival games where like your wooden axe is gonna like let you swing it for 10 like times, and then the day-night cycle was like 10 minutes, so you're gonna have to come back constantly. This thing's more forgiving with a lot of that stuff.
Yep, it definitely is. It's, like I said, very pleasant game.
Lost City Prime says, "How at the moon, my dogs? How is apparently staging up for the next Kirby game, and I want to know what you think should be added to the series now that it's gone full 3D. Will this be its Luigi's Mansion 3 moment? I hope so. I mean, I definitely do just want Kirby in the Forgotten Land 2.
Yeah, that's all I want.
I kind of want more of that. I want them to go even bigger with it. Get even. If you don't have just straight up mouthful mode, do something in that spirit that gets even wackier than that. Maybe I don't know what else I need really. We just got to that idea, so kind of following that Northern Star for at least one more game is going to be completely fine by me. I do not want another new 2D Kirby game. We had a lot of those. I think they kind of had run dry there for a little bit.
I would take I guess it'd be tough because they don't have the stylus anymore, but a Canvas Curse. I guess I don't necessarily know how they do that, but something in that vein I'd be fine with, or a new Kirby's Dream Course, something in that vein.
Well, sure.
But yeah, I'm with Mike here, and it just the 3D levels are bigger. Maybe it's like a more connected open world sort of thing, like Bowser's Fury or something like that with Kirby. I think that could be really cool. But honestly, I don't care if it's just Forgotten Land 2. That's what I want.
Haas says, "Hey, yo, dogs, challenge time. If you can only have one Switch game backwards compatible on the next console, which would you choose?" Oh, Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, but I think that's probably right. I love the Zelda games, but Mario's the one I feel like I have to have with me all the time. Addie's still like playing through Mario Odyssey constantly. She we actually beat it today. She got to the dragon.
Oh, nice.
She needed help with the dragon. She needed help with Bowser, but she did a lot of the stuff by herself. So we're playing that game all the time, and I love that. So I just
Did she freak?
What's that?
Did she freak out when she captured Bowser?
Yeah, she was like, they were like, "What's going on?" Both of the kids were like, kind of like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this!" And they've seen the videos of that before, but I think actually getting to do it was a kind of a moment for them.
Smash Bros would be another one I would pick. Screaming Mad says, "Today I beat the Sega Ages Switch port of Thunder Force 4 on kids mode because I suck at shmups, but
Sure.
It was great and easier way for me to experience this absolute banger of a game." Hey, Thunder Force 4 or Lightning Force, whatever you want to call it, is fantastic.
That's one of the good ones.
Try to play. It's so good. Anyway, what are your favorite Genesis games that you played on Switch, whether using easy modes or not? There's other good Genesis shmups. I think the other top tier one for me is Musha, which is on NSO. Definitely play Musha if you like shmups, and just use those save states if it's difficult for you. I really fell in love with Shinobi 3 by playing it on NSO a bunch, so that's kind of the other one. The other ones I think I knew were always pretty good. Oh, that Alistair Dragoon or whatever was surprisingly fun. I had never played that before. That's one of those games that is so Genesis. Like that game would never be on Super Nintendo. It's hard to quantify it until you just play it.
Yeah, I've definitely played some of these Genesis games on NSO, but the Sega Genesis game that on Nintendo stuff that always stands out to me that I played is Outrun 3D on 3DS. So that's the one I'm like, that is in my heart that I've played the most of.
Adam JC says, "Mike, I'm playing through Kingdom Hearts. 1, should I bother with any other games or can I stick to mainline? 2, can I continue paying no attention to anything related to the Gummy Ship?" Yeah, you don't have to pay attention to Gummy Ship. If your Gummy Ship isn't hard or isn't strong enough, the game gives you blueprints for just better Gummy Ships as you play through. You could just use those. That's the weird thing with Kingdom Hearts. Like, the mainline is secretly kind of all of them, and that's somewhat obnoxious. If you don't want to play the spin-offs, the most important spin-offs are Chain of Memories, the card game one. And then Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance are also very important. If for some reason you don't want to play those, just at least find very good story summaries of them. If you really just want to play 1, 2, or 3, you don't have to worry about Recoded as much or the music game as much or things like that. But yeah, they all surprisingly matter the story a lot.
Not me.
All right. I'm helping out. 358/2 is also important. Kind of hard to play that game, but that one does just have the video mode. You should just watch a video of that. Thank you, Brian. So yeah. Next one here is from Always Be Clothing. Says, "Dear Mitch, Apple's Minotti." Absolutely not. And Jeff, all great Grubb. How do you feel about Mike setting the precedent for Dan to skip Blight Club games with the worked Robo Mitch wish?
Right. I know. If you really go back, that's where it all began. Of course.
No, it's all your fault. He didn't have to get away with it this time. You allowed him because you thought it was funny.
And honestly,
you fell for it.
The time before it was also my fault because it was my idea to give you the wish to skip him because he was moving and we needed an excuse.
Yeah.
So
that time I was like, sure, he's moving. We'll make Jeff play
right,
early.
and you just finished the game, so of course you were fine with it. But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's my fault mostly, but I still blame you.
Yes. Mr. Bohr says, with the Michigan Wolverines winning a championship and the Detroit Lions playing in the NFC title game within the same month, what was the unspeakable price Jeff had to pay to a shadowy force to make this happen? Jeff, quick, how many testicles do you have right now?
Well, listen, 1.5. But that's just it's
The devil
price
takes
of
his
fair.
share, doesn't he?
That's right. It's a pound of flesh, 2 pound balls.
Pound?
2
Jesus.
pound balls.
Oh my God.
If you are actually unaware, look at the record for the Detroit Pistons. That's the price we paid. They have won, I think, 3 games this season, maybe 4. It's pretty
Cavs
wild.
are doing good.
Yeah, the Cavs have been playing really well. That's wild.
I need to go see them.
Yeah.
Jedi Moss says this was brought up by Steven Totillo online. Then the past couple of years, Nintendo doesn't reveal who works on their games until right before the launch or after the game launches. We didn't know that Aiding was a major developer on Pikmin 4 until after it launched, that Art Piazza worked on Mario RPG, and we don't know if the Peach game is an internal Nintendo team or an external partner. Why do you think Nintendo keeps this info out of its pre-release materials?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to them just being like, our games are magical. We have magic associated with them. They're made by elves. You don't need to look at that stuff. I think that they just think it adds to the mystique of them, and they want you to be thinking about Nintendo, not about any of these other studios. That's messed up. They shouldn't do that. It's awesome when I found out, Aiding worked on Pikmin 4. They did this, and they do all these cool fighting games and stuff like that. I think it's only a benefit when we find out this stuff. Nintendo should stop being weird about it.
And we were just speculating, like, who the heck is making Donkey Kong Country? And it could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
We won't know for a while. And it's weird how hard it is to even find that stuff out. Like, of all the things that you imagine would be kind of hard to keep secret, especially once the game's announced, at least. Nope, very difficult.
Yep, they do a lot to hide it.
Letty Cool Dick Denver says, if Mike is truly from Ohio, why haven't we seen him get really drunk and take off his shirt? This is like the main thing people from Ohio do. Well, some of us might be self-conscious about,
we have body image issues.
We have body image issues in this part of Ohio.
Yeah, that's right.
Clint G says, dear Mike, don't duck for real, Minotti. Oh, Still Mike was telling me he beat Kingdom Hearts 1 and he watched like a story recap for Chain of Memories, and he's going to be playing Kingdom Hearts 2 soon. So good on Still Mike. Don't you dare play those damn crickets. And Jeff, Grubble Dragon Grubb, what's your favorite use of video games in another form of media? Bonus points if it's a Nintendo game. I have to say the music video for DVP by Pup. What the hell? It references over a dozen classic games. Well worth a watch. Can I say Nick Arcade on Nickelodeon, the old Nickelodeon game show?
Absolutely.
Where, like, the kids had to like move on a board. The character's name was Mikey. I thought that was cute. And then it was like, okay, now for your challenge, go get 20 rings on Sonic the Hedgehog. And at the end, they had to do some weird green screen like video thing that looked like it was complete magic. Loved the Nick Arcade.
My favorite use of games in another medium is in Breaking Bad. When what's his name plays Rage 2, or maybe it was Rage 1 back then. It might have been Rage. Yeah, it must have been Rage 1. And he played with a light gun on his TV, and they like made it so it's like, look how far gone he is. He's sitting there shooting people on a TV, and he's not talking to anybody. He's anti-social.
Is it Walter White doing that?
It wasn't Walter White. It was Jesse. It was Jesse that did that.
Oh, shit. Jesse. Yeah. Was it during one of his drug times?
Yeah. Well, I think it was like someone close to him had died or something, and he was like in a bad way.
Okay. Peachon says, which is your favorite game that you never played? One that you have watched gameplay and loved it, but never got around to playing it. I like that AEW Fight Forever, personally. I don't understand what everybody's problem with it is. I think it looks like a fun time.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Love that I haven't played that game.
Oh, my God. Joycey says, Jeff Grubb once said, just make it a Metroidvania. You have a shortcut to make your games better, so do it. My question is, are Metroidvanias even popular? The type of person who would listen to a gaming podcast probably loves Metroidvanias. But do they have the mass appeal for big publishers to even bother? Would adding those features sell more copies? Even Nintendo can't sell a Metroidvania. Well, it depends on like what you call a Metroidvania, I suppose. Like, if Arkham City is a Metroidvania, then that sold well. I mean, Metroid Prime sold well. Has a Metroidvania ever been like the best selling game ever? Jedi
Fallen Order sold really well. Yeah. Listen, the real answer to your question, Joycey, is no. It's not that popular. And don't fucking tell people that. I don't care. I want more.
You don't care. Yeah, I don't care. That's my real answer. So
yeah.
what?
Yeah, so
Make
what?
Good games.
We are listening to gaming podcasts right now. Let's get what we want.
Hey, I think there's a decent chance this Prince of Persia makes more money than the Throne Sands. What was that one they made like 10 years ago? I don't know.
No, I don't remember what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, like Metroid Dread made, sold 3 million copies. It's not, of course, insane. That's good. I mean, hey, I bet Hollow Knight made a lot of money, actually. Hollow Knight probably made a shit ton of money. So, yeah, it depends. Not Forgotten Sands. No, guys, not that one. The fourth one. When they had the reboot, then they unbooted the reboot after the Jake Gyllenhaal movie came out.
Isn't just called Prince of Persia?
That's the reboot.
Sands,
Prince of Persia.
That's the Forgotten Sands?
Yeah.
Oh,
Throne
Sands of Time,
Sands.
the Forgotten Sands. That's right. My bad. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Eden, Lamenter of Women, says, hi, Jike, Gennady, and Mefmrub. Why don't you pay Sean more?
What? Move on from this. How dare you?
I'm not in charge of that.
Because we only get one Jeopardy per month. Do more work, Sean. Jesus.
I didn't know slavery was illegal. I don't pay. What do I have to do with this?
All right.
Jutmat says, have either of you ever purchased custom Joy-Cons that add D-pads? Only way I found to get a high-quality D-pad on the Switch. No, I talked about this before, Jeff. I think I'm always constantly hearing about how like this D-pad's bad. There's no good D-pads. I don't have any problems with any D-pads. They're all fine for me. I don't know what my problem is. I think I'm broken.
I did buy one, and it wasn't because I like hated the button D-pad on the Switch. I am also fine with it, but I think it was like I bought a lot of bullshit, and I need another one of these. Or I think my Switch Joy-Con was actually starting to die a little bit. The rubber was coming off of the analog stick, so I'm like, I'll get this one with the D-pad, and I liked it a lot. It worked really well.
Willow Davis says, hey guys, long time listener, first time enjoyer. Thank you. Is Mega Man is Mega Man a Metroidvania? Why not? No, because it's not a like kind of one big map open thing. Yes, you could pick different levels in the first half, but those levels are all incredibly linear for the most part. Now there's Mega Man XY or whatever, and Mega Man XY Advent. Those are much more like Metroidvanias. They do exist. Diogo says, sup doggos, not Nintendo related, but do you have any games that you keep wanting to give a shot, but every time you try them, you feel they're not for you? I've recently felt this with Yakuza 0, a game that I really love aesthetically, but it's a huge amount of talking. It gets me bored every session and makes me wonder if the series will ever click for me. Yeah, I mean, I've had that problem with Earthbound a bit. I just got to push a little bit further, I think, into that one. Finally, but I want to like Earthbound pretty desperately.
Yeah, I definitely had that experience with Yakuza 0, I think, where I'm like, I think this is for me, and then I play it, and it's like, and it was like, oh yeah, too much talking, not enough Dewey. That, the good news for me, I don't know if this is going to help you, Diogo. The new one is still pretty talky. I think the talkiness is improved greatly, and I'm really into it. I care about the characters, and that's getting me through the early parts of that game.
Next one here is from Teriyaki Blues. Says, woof woof, big dogs. All the talk about The Witness from your Mount Rushmore puzzle games episode gave me the motivation to go back and finish the 2 areas I skipped, Quarry and Town, and do that godforsaken challenge room. On PlayStation, only 2% of people have platinum the game. What's the rarest achievement trophy you've gotten in a game? That's pretty hard because I'm not a big achievement trophy guy, so I'm not usually looking at that stuff. I wish there was a way for me to find. I must have some pretty rare neon white achievement, I would hope.
Yeah, probably.
All the wackiness that I was doing in that game. I guess I could check that out pretty quick here. I don't know if there's anything that comes to mind for you, though.
I mean, it probably would be one of those tough things in The Witness or something like that. There's definitely a handful that I have that were like, oh yeah, almost no one has this. It is around like 2%, maybe a couple of them are 1% have the same achievement. I will say recently though, Mike, I think I'm starting to look down on achievement and trophy people.
Oh yeah, you like you actively dislike it.
I'm just like, that's not an achievement. You didn't achieve anything. Go get a score on a high score on a high score leaderboard, and then we'll talk. Then you're a real gamer. Yeah, I'm kind of
40 years old.
I'm feeling a little toxic. Yeah, I think so.
Incredible. Even like Near White's weird because like even the achievements, like there wasn't an achievement for getting like on the leaderboard. So even like my rarest achievements were just like 10% of people got this kind of a thing. Yeah. Next one is from real quick, super chat from Willow Davis says, "Me again. What genre is Mega Man then? Action platformer.
Yep, running
Maybe
gun.
run and gun if you want to. I for some reason, run and gun to me means more Contra, and somehow Contra and Mega Man are very
Sure.
different. So I just say action platformer.
Yeah, I see
But
that.
not Metroidvania. Not Metroidvania. The Persian Wolf 5 says, "Hey, big dogs, who the hell is making this Princess Peach game at Nintendo? I keep hearing things about it being the 3D Mario team, but zero evidence to support this. Side note, are y'all hyped at all for this game? It's not the 3D Mario team." I haven't even really heard that, honestly. They are almost certainly they're probably working on the next Mario game or a Donkey Kong game, like that one rumor. But no, they're not making this.
Yeah. No idea who's making it, and I am hyped for this game. The appropriate level of hyped for what they are pushing this game as. That's what I'm hyped for.
JD Camp says, "What Nintendo franchise wouldn't be better with guns?" Well, Mario already had guns. Nintendogs. Well,
The dogs had the guns. That'd be pretty
no.
fun.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be like an old Yeller thing.
Sure. Yes. Okay. If that's the situation, then yes, that game is definitely worse with guns.
That's what you think. Dude, Jesus.
He said it. All right. I know how you people feel about dogs. He said it. All right.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
My dad had a dog, and my dad,
Careful.
he had a dog growing up, and his father wasn't really a big fan of the dog. So when my dad went to medical school, my grandpa, just every time he saw my dad, would be like, dog's not looking that good. And then each time it's like, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. On his last legs, and finally the dog was dead. My dad found out way later. My grandpa just shot the dog.
Jesus. Oh, man. Like right away? And they just said like he's looking bad or what?
Well, I think he was planning it. He was building up to it.
The premeditated dog murder? Man, okay.
Incredible. I just thought I would share that one with all of you. I would never shoot a dog, to be clear. I do not condone that.
I just love that I don't have to clarify that. Let's go.
Look, okay, guys, that was that generation. They shot dogs all the time.
Right, they weren't shooting dogs. They didn't feel anything.
I did warn him, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Doom and O'Crossing says, "Sup, dogs? Obviously, that 4chan Princess Peach Showtime link is super fake. But like,
probably.
what if it wasn't? Haha, JK, lol, that's silly. Unless."
I saw this earlier today and I did dismiss it for some reason. Like, it's, I think what it was is the things that I recognized on the list were things that have definitely been like mixing around in the public. So the way the list ends up looking is, okay, here are the anchor rumors, the ones that have been talked about a bunch, and I'll put those in there, and then I'll put a bunch of bullshit on top of that. So like it looks legitimate and credible because it has things people have heard about, including like Metroid Prime 2 and a remaster and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's a bit too convenient. I don't know. I'm not buying it. And there were some things on that list that were a bit too much, and I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll see if I can track it down.
Yeah, should we just find out what this entire link is?
Yeah, I'll look it up while you're reading stuff. Oh, you got it?
I got it. I think the supposed new games are the Fire Emblem 4 remake releasing in May. So
Right, that's one of those.
Donkey Kong Country is getting a new game for its 30th anniversary. Metroid Prime 2 remastered. Grezzo remake of the Oracle games.
That'd be great.
That good Field game is getting localized. Famicom Detective Club returns as Nintendo Detective Club 5. Okay, so a new Detective Club game. I mean, this is all predictable,
right?
And enough that it could easily be faked or easily be real. So I don't know.
Yeah, if all that stuff turned out to be real, I wouldn't be too surprised. The list just, I don't know, strikes me as probably not real.
All right, next one then is from Wisp. SWSP says, "No questions this week. Thanks for all the hard work you all put in every day for your audience and communities." They sent that before I told the story about my grandpa, but thank you.
Yeah, we'll give them time to edit that and take it back.
Supermer says, "Hey there. I've been playing the Lost Crown on the easy mode, and it's on par with Mario games in terms of sheer fun factor, albeit with more of a balance of camp and seriousness, as opposed to Mario's tongue-in-cheek narrative. People tell me this is a weird comparison, but not all games try to be fun. Some sell themselves on a sense of dread or depth, or even just giving you something to do while you listen to a podcast, rather than rehash the age-old question, do games need to be fun? How about talking about what titles you have the most pure fun with, and what titles you play in spite of a complete lack of fun. Yeah, I mean, I think the 3D Mario is a very good example, and Metroidvanias. Those are like the games where I probably am having like the most smile on my face, like feeling the emotion of fun a ton while I'm actually like playing those games. MMOs are often not necessarily fun. It's fun in the sense that you have in your mind what your like goal is, and now you have this world where you have a good amount of control to safely complete those goals. That's kind of the fun of MMOs, and it is something where I am often watching, like I'll be catching up on Giant Bomb videos, seeing what ridiculous things Jeff says about me or what terrible score he's giving my cavemen, or listening to a podcast, something like that. Yeah. How about you, though, Jeff?
Tony Hawk is definitely one that comes to mind. It's like, oh, that's just a fun game that I have fun playing. And then a game where I don't have as much fun. This is definitely something I've like tuned out mostly. I don't normally do a lot of gaming these days where it's like, oh, I'm not having fun. I want to be having fun. But there's ones where it's like, there's a unique challenge here. Something like, Tale of the Sun might be a good example. It's like, this is weird. And
sure.
And so like that, and that makes you think of the Humankind Odyssey. What was the first name of that game? That one where you play as the apes and you kind of slowly turn into humans.
I forget.
Stuff where it's stuff like that, where it's like, okay, there is an interesting idea here that I am engaged with, but it's not necessarily like, oh, it's like the laughs per minute are so great here, or the fun factor is just off the charts. It's like, more ancestry. Yes, thank you. It's more just like I'm interested in the concept and I want to stick with it.
Next here is from Bugadillo. Says, hey, dog, stealing this question from the Insert Credit podcast episode from this week. In games where water is lethal, at what part of the body should that water kill you? I think when it hits your heart.
If it's like lethal, I want it to kill you the second you touch it. Like the toes touch, I want it to like be like Mario touching lava.
Yeah. Well, he bounces a lot of times. I guess it dies a lot of times too. Okay, I get that. I just think like spiritually, it should be it should be like in the sense that I imagine these characters have cartoon hearts, like the Grinches. It's like once the water touches that, it's like no good anymore.
Yeah, right. It sullies the heart. Sure.
Yeah. Laser Wolf says, hello, Jeff. Should we turn this into content grub? And Mike, that's what Jeff said when I tried to tell him the story about my grandpa earlier. And Mike, draft dodger Minotti. God, I would dodge a draft so fast, Jeff. It wouldn't even be funny.
I'd be in Canada before you could blink.
It'd be incredible.
Fuck yeah.
The Lions are in the NFC Championship game. I never thought I would see a Lion team this good in my life. I honestly have no idea how to handle it. How should Laser Wolf handle it, Jeff?
You just root for him. You just get excited. Just believe.
Do it.
Believe.
Just believe.
The worst thing that can happen is they break your heart. What, again? Okay, so what? You've done it your whole life.
You won't be bitter about that time the Indians almost won the Super Bowl or were up 3-1 against the Cubs, and then it somehow all fell apart, and the Cubs were celebrated as the greatest thing ever. And you have to think
Super
about
Bowl?
that every day. Did I say Super Bowl? I meant World Series because I'm confused and sad.
Sure, it happens.
Talking about football, wires got crossed.
Man, the Cubs.
That was the worst. Fucking Cubs. They have a beautiful ballpark, though. God, if
you
ever go to Wrigley Field if you like baseball. Holy shit. Indians played in the Super Bowl. Yeah, we did terrible for some reason. That's why they really had to change their name.
Well, every time the other team scored, they got 7 points, and you guys only got 1. It was rough.
That wasn't fair. Rough. That's what my dad's dog said. Next one. Next one here is from Michael Riley, who says, all this skipping this month, and he's thinking, what's your favorite story-centric game where you skip the story completely because you didn't care for it, but enjoyed the gameplay? Chat's
having fun.
Yeah, we're all having fun here. Thank you both for being awesome. Am I being awesome?
Ooh,
Minotti for Giant Bomb President 2024.
Michael Riley thinks it's awesome when dogs get shot. That's what's messed up.
I can't skip story. It's a problem. Like I feel like I can't. And if I try to do it, I feel weird and I just can't enjoy the game more. If I'm going to skip the story, I'm just done playing the game, I guess, is really where I am with it. So I don't really have the experience. I may have done it in something that I'm forgetting about, but generally I'll try to just sit through it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll skip stuff here and there, but the ones where like I enjoyed a little bit of that Tales of Arise game, and I skipped everything in the story just because I was like, I need to see if I enjoyed this gameplay, and then I enjoyed it enough. But then I realized, kind of honestly, it's pretty similar to what Mike said, where it's like, boy, I did skip all that story, and I guess I don't really care about what happens to these characters, even if I'm having
Right.
fun. So I'm just gonna put this down instead. It was kind of a self-defeating process.
Adam Juice says, Jeff, when is Mameda no Bakaru, Otagi Katsugi, Mamada no Bakaru, Oracle Satoru no Sanan getting an English localization and release? Thanks, love you both.
No.
Hey, by the way, so Tekken 8 is doing, it seems like it's going to do well. It's probably going to sell pretty well, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna do really well, actually.
Right. Do you think they're going to use that money to maybe revitalize like a different Bandai Namco franchise?
I know. I mean, listen, the Soul Calibur. There's lots of
Well,
stuff
the
they could do.
fighting is already spoken for, so probably not that. We might have to think deeper. Maybe some other genre.
Yeah, I mean, the light gun games though, those aren't. They have the
No, yeah,
those
Point
can't-
Blank. We love Point Blank.
We do love Point Blank.
They brought back Point Blank. That'd be awesome. But maybe like I don't know. Hasn't been the last Forza seems like it kind of went under the radar. We haven't had an arcade racer in a while. Do you think Bandai Namco has anything that can fill in that gap?
God, that sounds.
All right, Jeff Grubb's confirmed Ridge Racer's coming back. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, says, my dogs, I've said this year is my Final Fantasy year. That's right. Currently halfway through 4, but need help picking next year game series I should play. Can you help me pick one out of the following, as I do want to clear my backlog? There's Like a Dragon, the Xenoblade, the Mana series. Okay, you asked somebody, is it Mana or Mana? And I my jerk reaction was to say Mana, and now I'm pronouncing it like Mana. I flip back and forth all the time.
Yeah, I flip back and forth too. I think if I had to put money on it, I would say Mana.
Dragon Quest or Legend of Heroes? Thanks. Man, Like a Dragon will take a long time.
Yeah, if you're talking about playing all those games, yeah.
Xenoblade's such a weird quote unquote series. There's not very much in common between Xenogears and like Xenosaga and then Xenoblade. I know there's some things in common.
I hate when we're like, how do we say a word? And chat's like, oh, I'm going to be clever. I say it Mana, and then they just spell the word. You guys think you're so
cute.
funny.
I think just do Dragon Quest. It's pretty easy to play pretty much all the Dragon Quest games except for the MMO, obviously. But whatever, just skip that one.
They're making the MMO. They're remaking the MMO to be like a solo.
Offline, right?
So someday we'll be able to do that. Just hack your 3DS and get the get 4, 5, 6, 9, 7, and 8 on there or something, right?
Yeah,
it'll be good.
If we're talking about availability, honestly, Like a Dragon might be the one to go with because you can get those pretty easily through like Game Pass. I think even PlayStation Plus and stuff like that. So yeah,
it would be Like a Dragon or Dragon Quest. I love Legend of Heroes. There's a lot of those games. I don't think they're all even necessarily connected. Like I would be like, hey, yeah, play Trails in the Sky. I don't know if I would have to be like, and then play all 4 parts of Trails of Cold Steel and then Zero and Reverie. I don't know. Gigante says, dogs, with all the Like a Dragon reviews coming out, RPG season has begun. Only one more week until Persona 3. You guys have content on Persona 3 via Game S or Giant Bomb Happy Gaming. Yeah, I mean, I am going to be playing Persona 3 Reload as soon as I can. I will definitely talk about it here. I'm sure there will be, I guess I shouldn't speak for you, but I imagine you guys are going to do some kind of Giant Bomb plays of Persona 3, right?
Yeah, and I'm very happy because I'm not playing that one, so it's one I won't have to drive. That's nice. Yeah, I will have something. I think someone might be playing that game. I can't remember exactly, but I think, yeah, look out for that. Right now, it's like, okay, we got Tekken and we got Like a Dragon, and then immediately we're kind of looking ahead to stuff like Persona.
Yep. And then Suicide Squad, I guess.
I fucking guess. I don't know anybody that has that review code. Not a single person on Earth, I think.
No. Bikes and Brew says, is charging for New Game Plus likely to be a trend or a one-off? So this is apparently the case with Like a Dragon Infinite. Well, if you have to pay.
One-off.
It's a one-off. That's a weird thing, huh?
Yeah. It's a weird thing to charge for, and I think most the studios will find other ways to get that money from you.
Edgar Moreno says, have you guys actually played through your top 100 list? I recently went back to Resident Evil 2 and realized I just watched my brother play it. Turns out I don't actually remember what I've actually played. I think everything in my top 100 list, is something I have pretty good memories of either really good memories of beating or have beaten recently.
Yeah, I definitely I beat most of the things in my top 100. There's one somewhere it's like maybe it might be like the Astro situation where I played 80 hours of it, but it was all like this one segment of it.
Sure.
But for the vast majority of those games, there would be stuff I fully beat.
Long Gift says, like a Dragon, Persona 3 Reload. I always think it's Reloaded, but it is just Reload.
Yeah.
It's just reload.
Yeah. Palworld, Apollo Justice, another code. Our January is good for games now. They sure are.
Absolutely. Have been for a few years. Yeah.
Yeah. Ali Miracle says, Grubb loving Tekken 8 and enjoying Mortal Kombat 1 Street Fighter 6. Are we seeing fighting game community beef and cheddar boy soon? Also, kudos for the leverless controller. Try Snack Box Micro, my fave and go-to.
Yeah.
And it's been such a good time for fighting games. Do you think, is Tekken your favorite of them so far, or?
It's getting up there. I need to play more of it, but I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, there's a chance. Although I was enjoying Street Fighter 6 a lot when I played a little bit of it recently. But yeah, Tekken 8 is very good. I think there will be sort of if not fighting game community beef and cheddar boys, I think we'll probably do more of it on Giant Bomb, even so that we have more people to play with and all that stuff. And
maybe like this Friday.
Like maybe this Friday, in fact. So look out for that.
Let's
yeah.
get to go in, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll take on all comers. I'm ready. I've been training that Reyna play. I'm ready.
I got my game running again, so I'm ready too because I can go get beat
who
up
wants to
finally.
learn some Tekken? Good ass Tekken. Let's go. I'm excited.
Let's go.
Isaac Clark says, have either of you ever non-ironically worn a flat cap? I feel like I've seen you wear a flat cap, Jeff.
Yeah, I have non-ironically worn a flat cap in my life.
I would never.
I don't know if I did it around you, or maybe you saw pictures of me wearing it. I don't know.
Oh, that's a flat cap. Oh, I just thought it was like when you bought a new baseball hat and you didn't bend it. Oh, I bought a flat cap in Ireland. I'm such a fucking douchebag and wore it for a while. Yes, very unironically. This one's me, actually. Sorry.
Mike's thinking of like when I would, I got a new baseball cap and I just kind of didn't bend the brim or whatever. And he definitely commented on that when I did that, and I had the sticker on there and everything.
You looked like a fucking loser.
Yeah, he made a big stink about it, and so it's very funny that he's like immediately like, yeah, you did that stupid shit. No, you're the newsy motherfucker here, Mike.
Man, I just keep losing today. I'm
Shooting dogs, wearing flat caps. What's with you, man?
I'm gonna go back and watch that Best of Giant Bomb.
Yeah,
again.
you did a boost, huh?
Only good feelings.
I was watching that, and it's just dread. I'm like, oh no, no, what have we done? What have we done?
I gotta find that flat cap. Actually, I did really like it. It was very nice. Well, maybe I thought it was nice because I was a tourist who bought it at some shop in Ireland. I just assumed it was.
Sure,
Who knows?
My tourist hat is I bought
Scotland?
like one of those like USSR caps that has like the Soviet logo on it or whatever, and it has like the flaps that go over the ears. So I got a tourist hat as well, but mine's kind of weird and charming.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember because like I had like this one big Europe trip where I was in like Ireland, Scotland, and England. Not sure. I got in either Ireland or Scotland. Probably Ireland when I think about it. I'm not sure. I did like it, though. I'm not much of a hat guy, but that one was actually pretty cozy. That was back when I had hair when I was wearing it. What am I doing? Now I could actually, I was 18. It was kind of weird. Now I could get away with it.
And should we have a day where we just both wear flat caps on Giant Bomb and we don't say anything to anybody?
Yeah, well, I mean, we could do that, but they're going to say something about it immediately.
Yeah, but
we're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, but we just ignore them and we just, I don't get what's the big deal.
I like that. Then DMC Depressed Me Crying says, hi, Jeff. I love and appreciate the mods. And Mike, speak when I call on you. Get back. And you're I've been good. I felt bad that time, even though it was very funny. But my comedic timing was impeccable. Excellent delivery. But I said, I didn't know slavery was illegal. Shut up, me. If you had to share a house like Mac and Dennis, what would be the thing your co-host does that would make you snap? This is an Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, Jeff. I do watch some TV.
Oh,
not very much.
Good for you. Do you watch this show?
My friend likes this show a lot, Dave.
Sure.
So I've seen episodes of it. I see the one where they play that board game they made up a lot.
Sure.
Barney McDennis. It's their favorite. I don't know. I've always actually been pretty good. I'm relatively easygoing, Jeff. I don't know there's much that would really like when Jeff and I share hotel rooms and even beds, we get along pretty well.
It actually goes really well. So I mean, It would probably just be like the normal stuff that everybody gets annoyed by
Like
eventually.
not doing the dishes,
Yeah, things like that,
stuffing the garbage can instead of just emptying it and taking it out.
Exactly, yes.
Maybe Jeff's like alarms would get me, like, oh, just like, why do you have 5 alarms or something? Like, just get up in the first one because it's bothering me. I don't know.
Yeah, something along those lines. It'd be normal things.
Okay, well, that's it for that. Why don't we take one more break? We'll come back. We got some more super chats. We can talk about what we've been playing, and we'll start wrapping up. How's it sound?
Sounds good.
All right, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. You wanna just jump back into it? Oh no, Mike stood up. Did he mute himself? What's going on?
I don't know. You think we're gonna hear him pee?
I don't know. He stood up
the
and he was
classic.
talking.
I mean, maybe he's talking to the dog.
I don't.
Oh, he treated us
I
like a
don't wanna
dog,
think about
so
Mike talking to the dog anymore.
Just if you don't fucking be a good girl, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Jesus, Mike.
What a jerk!
God, whole family of dog murderers over there. It's messed up.
Is this why he likes Palworld?
Yeah, I think so. Let some
Okay.
exercise
he
his
does
demons.
hate dogs on video games. That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, for all those devs liking dogs. That's so weird. I don't like it.
Cozy and shit. How dare they?
Let's see, where did we leave off with these super chats?
You live off like on.
Okay, I see it.
Oh,
I
is
got it.
it?
I got it. Blaine Sheasley here. That's good. A flat cap. I don't know. I like it, but it does feel like you're making a statement. I don't like making a statement with my clothes. At least not with a hat. Other than the
TikToker
speaker hat.
Rachel Kaiser says she has one.
Yeah, she could pull it off though.
No?
You don't like making a statement, says the man in a bright red Super Nintendo World sweatshirt.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like being a jackass in my clothes. That's different.
That's what.
Well, trust me, I think people who wear flat caps are jackasses.
Okay,
so.
fair enough. Let's see.
Oh, it's gonna be so easy for you to do Korean backdashes on the Kitsune.
I knew that saying that I had to turn down the P-core ratio in my BIOS would get people so mad. They're like, geez, you shouldn't have to do this to play a game. And
Yeah.
like that, this one tweet from Ray who says, "Do you hear yourself?" It's like, yeah, okay, I
But
know.
it's like also but like the action of doing it. It's just like going to a menu.
Yeah, it's
And it's just like change.
Yeah, once
like
you know what to do,
a
it
drop
literally
down.
takes like 30 seconds.
yeah, it was totally
Yeah,
it was
it's
so
like-
yeah, it was so easy. Yeah, but I
Like,
get it.
chill out.
My
chill.
brain is maybe my brain's too simple. Just because we're talking about shitting dogs doesn't mean I need to share the one story related to that.
I can't help myself either, Mike. I know.
Yeah, I knew you were like I knew the entire story as soon as you like started talking for some reason.
Christian saw the entire thing in slow motion.
Yeah,
He's like, "Oh,
no.
damn it."
All right,
All
I
right.
think we are good to go whenever you are, Mike.
Show us Betty. Where are you?
Probably fucking dead.
No, she's fine.
Did you shut at her? Did your grandpa shut at her? What's going on?
My grandpa's been dead since 1994. She's fine.
Dog's got revenge on his ass.
My grandpa died before most of you assholes were born. Don't worry. It's fine. All right. Let's
All
get
right,
back
let's
to it.
go.
And we're back. Jeff, I've been playing a good amount of Golden Sun.
Oh, really? So you're sticking with it? I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to like finally play one of those games,
Yeah,
right? Like,
right.
But everyone talks about this. You always mean to play it someday. And, you know, that's why I do get excited when games show up on NSO, even though it is silly. Of course, I could just play it whenever. I know, I get it. But there is like, hey, yeah, here's a reason to. Sometimes you just need a reason to. And this is it. Even though the beginning is like slow, like most JRPGs, I am really enjoying it. After that beginning, the pace is pretty quick.
Yeah.
There is a good amount of dungeons, right? Like, I want that. I want to be in dungeons a lot. I don't need like a pure dungeon crawler, but I want a lot of dungeons to actually be in. These are pretty fun. They have just enough puzzle elements that kind of keep you engaged. They aren't too overbearing. But the combat system is really neat. The way that you are really encouraged to use magic. Like, magic is very powerful. It's not a game where you really want to just be spamming your normal attack buttons all the time. You're not going to get too far with that. And there's this kind of genie system where you can increase stats and like use them as summons, basically, in a kind of Final Fantasy equivalency. So yeah, I'm pretty engaged. I'm actually liking it more than I thought I would, to be honest.
I'm happy to hear that.
Really happy.
I was very curious. Like after we talked about it last time, I'm like, gee, I do kind of wonder if Mike's gonna end up liking this game or not. Like I definitely have like those rose tinted glasses. I definitely still like the way it looks, but I wonder if it was like, a time and place thing. So no, I'm glad to hear that. That's very nice.
Yeah. It's sometimes it can be, like, not that I dislike Star Ocean 2, but by the end of it, I was a little down on it compared to other people, I think. But this is holding up better to me. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I definitely played it, but I think I remember it less. But people like the sequel even better, or at least in terms of the gameplay. I think they really like the gameplay.
And I know it's like a very directy sequel, right?
Yes,
like
exactly.
You get a password at the end of this one, you continue it over. So I don't know if I'm going to jump like right into it. Also,
Sure.
like apparently this game's like 20 hours, which, boy, that's nice. I loved when Mario RPG took like 10 hours to
Yes,
beat.
me
I'm like,
too.
hell
That
yeah.
ruled. Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
So, yep. But yeah, I'm really happy. But I don't know. You've been playing anything Nintendo-y?
Not much. It's been, I didn't even have a lot of time to keep playing Like a Dragon. So no, not much time for anything Nintendo-y other than, like I said, this is the nice thing about having kids, just having them sitting around playing Mario and be like, hey, can you help me? I'm like, yes. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Odyssey and loving that. But that's kind of it in terms of Nintendo games right now. I'm looking forward to maybe getting a direct and getting some games. Hopefully something Shadow drops. I'm looking forward to having more reason to get out the Switch again.
Absolutely. Jeff, why don't we read the rest of those super chats?
Yeah, got them right here. Let's see. Blaine Sheasley says, my work announced layoffs last week. Quick meeting where they said they're starting with sales and then figuring out who else in a few weeks. Love it. Yeah,
Jeez,
that's a nightmare. Yeah. What a terrible way to do that.
Just really get the sword of Damocles hanging over you. That's a smart reference for smart people, Jeff.
That's what we say about you. Yep, absolutely. Sorry about that, Blaine. That really stinks. The companies should be better at managing these things than that. They should just rip the Band-Aid off.
Right, that's bizarre.
Kevin says, who is going to ape Escape already? Yeah.
I think Sony should. Sony should make a new Ape Escape. Call me crazy. I think that'd be fun. It's like, what? I don't know. Why can't we just, why aren't we in a timeline where we can get a AAA like new Ape Escape and it's really fun and fanciful and pretty and slick and just feels really good to play and just doesn't take itself too seriously, but the gameplay is immaculate. Why can't I have that?
Yeah, we deserve it. When I saw that an indie studio did a clone of Jet Force Gemini, I realized that, okay, we should be getting all of these at this point. If we can get a Jet Force Gemini we should definitely be getting an Ape Escape like.
I'd be a little surprised if some indie studio hasn't tried
they
to
probably
do that
have,
at least.
yeah.
But you're right, maybe like the real big, especially now that 3D is becoming more normal for indie studios.
Right.
And, like a Bomb Rush Cyberpunk kind of thing, where it's
exactly.
This is basically just the next one of those. Excuse me.
In 2019, someone released Vape Escape, so that's where we're at with that, Mike. So great news. All right, from Big Fresh 37. With The Rock joining the board of directors, would you say the hierarchy of power in WWE is about to change? Clearly.
Yeah, I wonder how long it's going to take for The Rock to become bored once he realizes how much of a real job that is.
Yeah, is board of directors a real job? I guess I don't really know. Probably.
I mean, he has to go to board meetings. I guess has to is a strong, right? You have to sit through. I mean, I'm sure The Rock sits through a lot of meetings. I'm sure he's probably pretty used to that.
Enjoy your gaming.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
How did that scare me? Jesus. All right,
yeah.
good.
I guess I just wonder what this is entailing for him. But can you imagine
Money.
what if The Rock and Vince McMahon disagree on something? Are they gonna get into boardroom politics?
Yeah, probably.
Weird.
Didn't he got in because they offered him the name The Rock, like the trademark or the copyright?
Oh,
Is that
probably.
right? I have no. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I have
The
no idea.
Rock. Yeah.
I didn't know he wanted that.
I bet he definitely wants that. Yeah. Okay, from Willow Davis. Me again. Or what? No, we read this one. What genre is Mega Man then? Thank you, Willow Davis. Tyrant says, Mike, inspiring rap? Little Dickie's Fruit and Veggies? Yeah, that's all about Mike Minotti.
Hey, wait a second.
Mike's a real fruit and veg, everybody. Steven Sullivan says, replaying Metroid Prime, awaiting 2+3 remake. Fingers crossed they shadow drop soon. If real. I hope so too.
I've been thinking about replaying Metroid Prime also.
Me too.
Want to.
That is when I do get my Switch out, I'm like, I could play Metroid Prime again. God, that game is so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, Metroid Prime 2+3 remasters are real. That doesn't mean they're coming out because it's Nintendo and they do things weird. Willow Davis once again. Do you mind Goblin? If so, how often? Mike.
Not fun for that again. Somebody got me with that a long time ago. Sorry.
All right. Well, next time, everybody. Next time we'll get him. He'll forget. From Fitzer, Mike's dad's dog shot first. George Lucas be damned.
Yeah, he's a real menace.
Lurking with my gherkin is back. Says, how many beers would it take for Mikey to hook up with Rabid Rosalina?
Well, I
one.
was about to say
one. That's my. I put it on one.
Yeah, one, and it's an O'Doul's.
Oh,
you like that one?
Yeah, I'm also wondering if anyone in chat's gonna get it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows O'Doul's. Oh shit, that's good. All right. That does it for the super chats. Oh, I think that was Lurkin with my Gherkin's 20th super chat, I believe. Thank you so much, Lurkin.
There you go. Thank you so much. Well, we did it. Well,
I guess we did. We did something all right.
This is a bad show.
This is a bad podcast, everybody.
Podcast. What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Incredible work, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Well, hey, we got more Blight Club tomorrow. Mike McQuanchy returns. I think I still remember that stupid level. I'm just really concerned about that Fujin fight, Jeff. I just don't know, and it's just gonna be such a slog to get there, and then to just die there and not be able to like try things because you're gonna get there with one life. It's a disaster. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll try to figure it out.
And I have my hopes. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to like jinx you or anything like that. Just good luck. We'll see. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, it is.
We'll get there though. We can all do it together, everybody. But Game Mess decides Thursday. We will. We Jeff and I right after this, we're going to figure out the nominations for Hall of Fame, and people will vote on it.
Yep. We'll have a Hall of Fame on Thursday, everybody. So get ready to vote.
Columbus? Yeah,
Gonna record new Columbros.
Friday, maybe.
Yep, Columbros.
Maybe Thursday night, maybe Friday.
Yeah. We'll have a new episode going up pretty soon.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, January's already almost over. That's wild.
Yeah, somehow January's going by faster than this week is, if that makes any sense.
For real.
If that makes any sense.
And if you're listening to this, Last of the Nintendogs next week will happen. I may or may not be around. I'll probably join the call for a little bit and say hi. But these guys will figure something out. So definitely an episode next week, everybody.
Yep. We'll have your regularly scheduled.
I promise it's not gonna be a 3-hour podcast about Pokemon.
Well.
Come on, go cruising. Come on, go cruising. Let's go cruising. Let's go cruising. Let's go cruising. Come on, let's go cruising.
I love to whack off to Crystal. I'm hunting wabbits.
Don't play it. I know what a clitoris is. I didn't know slavery was illegal.